Hello and welcome into Adamson Stadium for the 8th annual Coal Bowl. I am Danny Beck. Joined alongside me today is Dylan Godet. And Dylan, both of these sides coming into this game undefeated. One of these teams is going to come away with a loss. But last week's meetings, we're going to check them out right here. Dylan, break it down.
Yeah, IUP defeated Seton Hill 47-39 last week. They were led by quarterback Lenny Williams, who threw for 211 yards.
Yeah, it was a really close game as well, and for California taking on Slippery Rock.
Yeah, the Vulcans were led by wide receiver Gary Brown. He scored 3 touchdowns, and who also broke the school's record for receiving touchdowns and receiving yards.
Now on the confines of their own stadium, as last season these two teams faced off, and IUP came away with the victory 20-15. Tough running game and passing game as well for IUP. So now something we knew we like to do here at CUTV, the keys to victory.
Yeah, Cal's keys, we're going to start with Cal's keys to victory first. Start fast. Cal's team leads the country in total scoring so far this year. So for them to get a fast start, it really helped them out. Force turnovers. If they're able to force turnovers from this IUP offense, that can greatly help them. And then contain the running back Bullock for IUP, who leads their team in rushing.
And also we're going to check out IUP's keys to victory as well.
Yeah, IUP, again, if they can start fast, the second team in the country in scoring, so both offenses are very high-powered. If they can continue their ground attack, again, Bullock is their strong leading rusher, and then contain Gary Brown for the Vulcans. He is a force to be reckoned with for the Vulcans offense.
And as you said, Dylan, Gary Brown set that record last week. We're going to see if he can continue to do that. Stay tuned here. Kickoff is next here from Adamson Stadium.
CUTV's High School Football Game of the Week. Springdale at Jeff Morgan. Avella at California. Bell Vernon at Ringgold. Greensburg Central Catholic at Charleroi. Waynesburg at Southmoreland. Baldwin at Connellsville. Beth Center at Brownsville. Fraser at Bentworth. Bishop Canavan at Carmichael. The longest running high school coverage in southwestern PA is on CUTV.
CUTV News Center is California University of Pennsylvania's award-winning student television newscast. Your source for live, local, late-breaking news. Forecasts from the CalU Weather Center. The region's latest entertainment news. Vulcan sports highlights and regional scoreboards. With television news coverage you can't get anywhere else. Watch it live Thursdays on CUTV and on demand. CUTV News Center. Online all the time.
Since 1937, the Student Association Incorporated, known as SAI, has served the CalU student body by providing activities, programs, and services. Every enrolled student has the ability to take part in over 125 different clubs and organizations. Managing participation in every SAI activity is easy with OrgSync, a powerful tool for staying connected. Located 1 mile from campus, the SAI farm has 94 acres of meeting and recreational space. SAI, it's your student association. For almost 30 years, CUTV has been the campus and community home for local news, sports, and entertainment. Broadcast in 100,000 homes in southwestern Pennsylvania, CUTV provides complete coverage of Vulcan sports as well as high school football coverage. Broadcast weekly live, CUTV News Center provides coverage of local and campus events, weekend weather, sports highlights, and feature stories. For more information on CUTV, check us out on the web, friend us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter.
Red and black, crimson and gray. Every October, the air cools and the leaves fall, and the colors mix on a furious palette for an annual prize. It's a game of legends and legacies. History and hostility.
And it's going to be an interception. Again, number 21, Terrell Holloway on the interception in the end zone. That's his 3rd pick of the day.
Dunn, Zignetti, Brown, Williams, Adamson, Miller Stadium. Forged by fire. Talons up. And this year's game maybe the biggest of them all. Both are unbeaten. Number 6 versus number 15. First place in the PSAC West. It's not just any time, it's time for the Coal Bowl.
Hello and welcome back into Adamson Stadium, the site for the annual Coal Bowl. This is the 8th annual Coal Bowl, actually, and a series that dates back till 1918, just 8 years ago, renamed to the Coal Bowl. Welcome into the broadcast. I am Danny Beck. Joined alongside me today is Dylan Godet. And Dylan, as we said, this is going to be a tough matchup for both of these teams, both coming into undefeated. And take a look at the tail of the tape now.
Yeah, definitely. We have the two highest scoring offenses in Division II football. California averaging 62.8 points per game, and IUP 57.8. So both these offenses are very high-powered. The points allowed, both defenses are stout. California, the top defense right now, scoring points-wise in Division II, 11.5 points per game. IUP 27. But again, both these teams have both balanced attacks. California and IUP can both run the ball and pass the ball.
And both like to have the ball for a lot of time, as you see on your screen there, 29 minutes of possession. And, you know, Cal doesn't see as many third downs as IUP converts on 65%. So we're going to see if they can really stretch out the plays and really make the most of their opportunities today. But we're going to get started, and we're going to see their captains out on the field. So the captains today are Aaron Terry, Jordan Bowman, Jawan Turner, and Taylor Nicketzer. And, you know, Dylan, you had a chance to talk to Michael Keir, quarterback for California. You know, what did you guys talk about?
Yeah, Michael Keir was telling me earlier on in this week that the whole team's excited for this one, but they realize that it's just another game. But they do realize the significancy of this rivalry matchup.
Yeah, and both of these sides, you know, coming off last week, IUP took on Seton Hill, and we were watching that game very closely. We were just seeing the events unfolding. We thought maybe IUP would have been taking a loss in that contest, and then last week for California as well, as you saw in our open, taking on Slippery Rock, and that was a huge matchup, a game that we didn't really expect. You know, California still putting up 50 points on a team that was ranked 9th in the country. So it's big for California. Give them some momentum coming into this contest. That's definitely what you want to see. You don't want to see them hanging their heads coming into a game against IUP, as last year they lost 20-15. And it's going to be a very interesting matchup because we're going to see Lenny Williams Jr., who passes the ball and also rushes the ball. He's second on the team in touchdowns on the running ball. You know, he has 6 touchdowns on the season. That's dual threat quarterback. That's something that California really is going to have to take advantage of and shut that down quick.
And California hasn't really faced a dual threat attack at the quarterback position yet so far this season. So it'll be interesting how this defense that we saw, stout defense, only averaging 52 yards against them, yards per game on the ground. So see what they can do against a dual threat quarterback and a strong running back in Samir Bullock.
And also taking advantage, as you said, we haven't seen a dual threat. We also, Lenny Williams Jr. has not thrown an interception this season thus far. So, you know, California really needs to lock down on their receivers and try to make the most of every single opportunity, as, you know, California coming back onto the field now, and it looks like they're going to get the ball first. And California, when they score first, they're undefeated. And, you know, that's going to be big for them. They get the ball for the first time. They get to set the pace for this game and let IUP just try to see if they can counter everything.
Yeah, like we said in our opening, both teams look to start fast with both those two high-powered offenses. So California trying to set the tone early. They normally don't get the ball first, so see what they can do here as they receive this opening kickoff.
And California tonight it's a blackout, so California wearing their black uniforms with the white pants. It's a nice duo. You know, we were talking in the pregame, you know, it'd be different if they went all black, all that stealthy look, and IUP with the white and gray. So we're going to see now is back for California, it's going to be Gary Brown and Jimmy Wheeler. They're going to get the contest started, and Gary Brown is going to touch the ball first for California, as there's some blocks upfield. He goes left now, giving California great starting field position out to about the 36-yard line. So Gary Brown being that momentum for this team that they're going to use and bring it out to the 36-yard line.
Yeah, here are the starters. This offense is led by quarterback Michael Keir, first season starting at quarterback, and also Gary Brown, stout wide receiver for this Vulcans offense. Really tough for other teams to control. And we put that in our opening again today, where we said that IUP needs to really contain Gary Brown if they want to have a chance to win in this one.
As you said, he set the school record for receptions and for touchdowns for California, so that's big, as he's going to be lined up to the left of Michael Keir now in the pistol set with Luke Smory to his right, as well as Tom Green. And that shotgun set with Nick Grissom to his right. He's going to look to go over to Gary Brown first, and he's going to pick up about 9 yards on that play, one yard short of the first down.
Here we take a look at this defense. Again, IUP's defense, another stout opponent, as we saw Slippery Rock last week, but this defense has a couple of senior leaders that look to really lead this team.
Continuing their no huddle set is California with new head coach Gary Dunn. Likes to implement that new style of offense as they're going to give the ball to Nick Grissom now, and he's going to be pushed forward for just about the first down.
Yeah, strong run there by Nick Grissom, who had to sit out last season due to a leg injury, but back this year. And here we take a look at the replay. Able to stopped initially and able to push his way and pick up a first down. So a great first down pickup there by Nick Grissom.
You see Nick Grissom as well as Jalen Bell, two running backs that like to switch in and out, northwest and east and west runners. So they're going to pass it over to Gary Brown yet again, kind of a wide receiver screen. Picks up about gain of 4 yards there on the play.
Yeah, something we really saw last season and haven't seen it much this year, but when you're getting the ball to Gary Brown in space like on a play like that, here we take a look at the replay, but Gary Brown in space is tough to stop, so that's a play that can benefit him.
And out there to the left, see big Paul Butler trying to do a nice block out there on the left and could not, and that resulted in Gary Brown being pulled down. So we're going to see Ryan McCauley moving next to Michael Kieras. He tries to draw the defense off sides, and that's something that Dylan, you always say that they like to do that, and when it works to perfection as they get a free play down the field. But now Michael Kier going to fake the ball to Nick Grissom, and they're going to throw it deep just out of the reach of Gary Brown.
Yeah, that was nice coverage there for Jay Watkins, the defensive back for IUP, able to slow down Gary Brown off the ball. And Michael Kier just overthrowing. We've seen that a lot from Kier. If he misses his receivers, it's usually on the long side. So nobody is hurt on that play right there.
Yeah, if you can't get it to your receiver, at least put it out of reach of the defender. Allow only your player to catch that ball as Michael Kier now coming back out. Calling the plays for California. Nick Grissom to his left in the shotgun set. He's going to drop back to throw, and he's going to throw over to Luke Smory. Luke Smory finding some space upfield, staying on his feet. He's going to pick up the first down and more out to about the 34-yard line.
Yeah, Luke Smory coming in this game, 11 receptions, 153 yards on the season. He's really that slot receiver to really complement these two outside threats California has. So we saw him off to a slow season start the year, but definitely picked it up as of late.
California, these short little throws, but they're picking up yards after the catch, so it's going to bode well for them down the stretch. Now, Michael Kier still in that shotgun set with Nick Grissom to his right. Ryan McCauley now moving across the set. They're going to give it to Nick Grissom. Nick Grissom finding his blockers and moving upfield. Picks up about a gain of 7.
Yeah, the offensive line had a huge push there on the right side. Here's we take a look at the replay. Nick Grissom able to find the hole and pick up a big gain there on first down.
That offensive line allows Michael Kier to drop back in the pocket as well as get the rushing game started. Kier still in that shotgun set with Grissom to his left. Trying to draw that defense offsides yet again is Kier. Kier now readying the snap with 12 minutes and 2 seconds left in this first quarter, and Nick Grissom finding some space to the left, cutting back right. He's going to pick up some more yards, just putting his head down. Great way to find some space is Nick Grissom.
Yeah, Nick Grissom averaging 6 yards per carry on the season. We've seen 3 nice runs from him, and this was able to pick up another first down. He's able to break a couple tackles along the way and get inside the IUP 15-yard line.
Gary Brown was kind of used as a blocker there for Nick Grissom, just trying to find somebody to block. Now, Michael Kier in the pistol set with Grissom behind him. McCauley now moving to Kier's right. They're going to give it to Nick Grissom. Nick Grissom just cuts back left and right, and is going to be thrown down for a gain of 1 on the play.
Another inside give. This offense, we haven't really seen too many long drives from this team as we've talked about. They've had kind of a short time of possession because they just look to score and score quick. So again, this drive, they're really methodically working their way down the field, which is big for this up-tempo offense.
And you said a key to victory was to score quick, start fast. That's what California is looking to do here, now facing a 2nd and 9, ball on the 13-yard line. Just under 10 minutes. 11 minutes, excuse me. They're going to throw it out to Ryan McCauley. Ryan McCauley try to bring it in. The ball will fall out. Big tackle there from the IUP defender.
Again, Jay Watkins on the play from the corner position. Was originally on Gary Brown and came off and made a huge hit there on Ryan McCauley. Great play there by Watkins.
Well, the heads-up play, as you said, he was originally lined up against Gary Brown, just following Michael Keir's eyes, so definitely have to combat that if you're the Vulcans. Now with trips to Keir's right, Luke Smorey, Jordan Dandridge, and Tom Green. Lone receiver to the left is Gary Brown, as he's allowing his offensive line to really point some things out. You're going to give the ball to Nick Grissom. Nick Grissom finding a hole up the middle, and he's going to be thrown down. About a gain of 3 on the play.
A conservative play call there with the run up the middle. In games like this, you need to get as many points as you can, as we know this will be a very close game, so they're going to have to set up for the field goal here, but a strong hit there by IUP's number 25, Kevin Clark there on Nick Grissom, so sets up a 4th down here.
Tough defense from IUP forces California to bring out their field goal unit. Luke Smorey is going to be the holder, and William Brazil puts the kick up. And it is good. So California getting off to a good start, putting only 3 points up on the board, however, with 10 minutes and 15 seconds left. Actually, there's a penalty on the play, so we're going to keep it here. Find out what the penalty is on the field.
Defense, half distance to the goal, 1st down.
As illegal hands to the face, you heard there. And now California has another 1st down, so new life just breathed back right into them. So California, a fresh set of downs. Dylan, this could change a lot.
Yeah, definitely. California's really been bit by that turnover in the penalty bug so far this year, and the other teams haven't really been committing a lot of penalties, but there's a huge penalty there on IUP, setting up California in a great spot to score here inside the 10-yard line.
As you said, California really has to limit those penalties, not giving IUP any free yards. Right there, the penalty bug bit IUP, so now California has a shot to get into the end zone. Now 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. Michael Keir now pointing out some defenders in that shotgun set with Jalen Bell out there, and Michael Keir is going to keep it himself, trying to cut back right. Just a bit short. We'll see where they mark it here. They're going to say he got down to the 1-yard line. So Michael Keir, something we don't really see him keeping the ball there on the run.
Yeah, definitely a guy that's used to just sitting back in the pocket and throwing the ball, but there he took off himself and almost picked up a touchdown there for the Vulcans.
That would have been huge. As Keir, that would have been his 1st touchdown of the season on his legs. Now Michael Keir facing a 2nd and goal from the 1. That they're going to give the ball to Jalen Bell. Jalen Bell just trying to get into the end zone, and he will. So California forced to bring out their field goal unit, and that lucky penalty brings out their offense yet again, and they get into the end zone, this time with Jalen Bell.
Yeah, a little halfback stretch there to the outside where Jalen Bell was able to stretch it as far as he can. Here we take a look at the replay on the touchdown. Able to stretch it out and finds the hole, and able to plunge in for a touchdown again. That penalty is something IUP is going to look back on at the end of this game. If it turns out the wrong way for him, that was a big penalty there on IUP.
Now William Brazil coming out to kick this extra point this time, and the kick is good. So California, lucky penalty, allows them to put 7 points up on the board. So stay tuned. You're watching Vulcans football here on CUTV and live on CalVulcans.com. Stay tuned.
CUTV's high school football game of the week. Springdale at Jeff Morgan. Avella at California. Bell Vernon at Ringgold. Greensburg Central Catholic at Charleroi. Waynesburg at Southmoreland. Baldwin at Connellsville. Beth Center at Brownsville. Fraser at Bentworth. Bishop Canavan at Carmichael. The longest running high school coverage in southwestern PA is on CUTV.
Hello and welcome back into Adamson Stadium. As you saw on your screen right there, thanks to Michael Keir and Jalen Bell on the ground, allowing California to put 7 points up on the board. And that's big because they looked like they were about to kick their field goal and only get 3 points out of it. But now William Brazil is going to kick this ball away, give IUP their first shot. As IUP fields the ball in the end zone, they're going to take it out now. IUP trying to make a field left, and they get the big hit there about the 15-yard line. So very good field position there for IUP.
Here are the defensive starters, led by Luke Rapchek, coming into this game, averaging 6.5 tackles per game with 1 interception on the season, and senior Jordan Bowman leading the secondary there for the Vulcans. A leader for a couple years now for this Vulcans defense.
Yeah, and Jordan Bowman last season coming up with some clutch interceptions. We're going to see if he can do that here tonight, as Lenny Williams Jr., as we said, has not thrown an interception yet this season. California trying to give him his first. Lenny Williams is going to give it off to Samir Bullock, and he's going to be thrown down in the backfield. About a loss of 1, and the ball is out, however. California will pick that up, but the referees are going to say that he was down on the play there.
He did appear to be down, but that could have been a huge play there. But the offensive starters, we see Lenny Williams and running back Chris Temple, and as well as Samir Bullock, leaders for this IUP offense.
So now Lenny Williams Jr. just trying to get started underway, throwing it over to Allen Wright. Allen Wright trying to find some space upfield. It's going to be thrown down for a gain of just about 6 on the play there.
Yeah, both teams really start their offensive possessions fast. Both teams have a very up-tempo teams. If you like offense, you're going to see plenty of that tonight.
Definitely both of these teams, as you said, Dylan, both of these teams high up in that D2 scoring. So we're going to see if they can continue that here, as now Samir Bullock moves to Lenny Williams' left, and he's going to be open field tackle for Aaron Terry. He's going to be almost thrown down, but stays on his feet. He's going to pick up the first down there and more, moving the chains.
Yeah, a beautiful run there by Samir Bullock, able to break a tackle from a usually sure-handed tackler there in Aaron Terry, and he's able to fight that off and pick up a huge first down.
There to finish the tackle was Jordan Bowman, just throwing him out of bounds. So now Lenny Williams Jr. back in that shotgun set. They're going to give it over to Samir Bullock, and it's going to be thrown down. It looks like there's going to be a flag on the play. California might have jumped offsides there before the ball was snapped. See what the call is now.
Offsides on the defense. Number 52, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
And it will be offsides on Justin Baker on that left side. So California really has to limit that from happening, as Justin Baker now coming off the field. Limiting those penalties is going to be something big, as both of these sides know how important those free yards definitely are. So now Lenny Williams Jr. still in that shotgun set. He's going to fake the give and throw it over to Allen Wright yet again. Allen Wright finding some space upfield. Nice open tackle there for California. It was number 31, Luke Rapchak.
Yeah, again, a quick pass, same pass we've seen earlier on in this drive here, and he was able to break through a host of California defenders, and if Luke Rapchak wasn't there to make that tackle, that could have been a huge play.
Definitely a touchdown-saving play there. Sticking with those wide receiver screens, it seems like. So now Lenny Williams Jr. moving over to his left, and Aaron Terry gets the interception here. That's his first on the season. Now the ball is in California's hands at the 49-yard line.
And we talked about this coming into this game. California's defense is great at forcing turnovers on this season. We've seen 3 pick sixes for them, and here Aaron Terry's able to read Lenny Williams' eyes and able to come down with the interception after missing that tackle early on in the drive. Makes up for it there with a huge play for the Vulcans defense.
And definitely getting into Lenny Williams Jr.'s head really is something that California, as you see there, forced turnovers, and they did that right there, and they started fast. They're hitting on all these keys to victory, and that's all you, Dylan. That's what you made those graphics. You made these keys to victory, and California is producing now on the field. So now Michael Keir and company is coming back out in that pistol set, giving the ball over to Nick Grissom. Nick Grissom finding some space, hitting those holes, gets the ball out to just about the 32-yard line. So great way of using his blockers there was Nick Grissom.
And talking about starting fast, Nick Grissom is starting fast this game. Number of big runs for first downs there. Starting off this game how he wanted to.
Actually going to spot the ball at the 35-yard line fresh set of downs as Nick Grissom picked up that first down. So we're going to see Michael Keir still in that pistol set. They're going to give the ball back to Nick Grissom. Nick Grissom going right yet again. He's going to be pushed out about the 25-yard line this time. So Nick Grissom, they're just running the ball right on IUP. It seems like they're always going to the right, switching up. Even Jalen Bell scored to the left now.
Yeah, it must have been something they seen on tape, as IUP's only giving up 130 rushing yards per game on the ground. So, again, Nick Grissom starting out fast.
Ball's on the 23-yard line, so Nick Grissom already picking up 50 yards on the ground. So as you said, Dylan, getting started fast, and he is executing. Now Michael Keir in that shotgun set with John Franklin III to his left now, and Jalen Bell to his right. They're going to give the ball to Jalen Bell. John Franklin III is going to try to block. He's going to be thrown down. And the ball out to just about the 18-yard line was Jalen Bell now.
Yeah, Jalen Bell is a new face for this California offense, as he's just like Nick Grissom, averaging 6.5 yards per game. So, yards per carry. So, two big backs that can pick up yards.
Now a 2nd and 5 opportunity for the California Vulcans. Keir still in that shotgun set. They're going to give the ball to Jalen Bell yet again. He's going to find some blockers upfield. He's going to be thrown down. The ball is out, however. They're going to mark him down as his progress was halted.
Yeah, this is setting up another big third down for the California offense. As we talking about heading into this game, only around 40% on the year. So this will be a big third down for this California offense. We're talking about starting fast. If you're able to put 2 touchdowns up on the board against this IUP defense, that could be huge.
Definitely building some confidence. They can go up 14-0. That really puts IUP in a sticky situation as they have to answer back. Now facing a 3rd and 4, ball on the 17-yard line. Keir's going to look over to throw, and he's going to be over to Jalen Bell. Jalen Bell is going to push forward, see if he can pick up this first down. See where they mark this one. Looks like they're going to mark him about a yard short. Is that
right on that line there? Be a tough. See what they decide to do. Looks like they do appear to be 1 yard short, and it looks like this California offense is sending out some big blockers here. They're going for this one.
Definitely, that's a smart option right there for California. Actually going to bring out the chain crew, as they're going to say. Actually, they picked up the first down, so a late call there in California's favor. And California, if they can execute here, as you were saying, Dylan, that's huge.
Yeah, that was a huge call there by the officials. That ball was right on the 19-yard line, and so was the yard to gain. So interesting how they just, instead of measuring it, they just called it a first down.
And now Michael Keir in the pistol set with Ryan McCauley to his right. Jalen Bell behind him. They're going to give the ball to Jalen Bell. Jalen Bell's just trying to push forward, and he's going to be stopped by number 25 for the Crimson Hawks, Kevin Clark.
Yeah, Kevin Clark laying the boom yet again here, this time on Jalen Bell. Met him right in the hole and brought him down. That was a huge hit there by Kevin Clark.
And on defense, you definitely want to get low and just push up, and that's what Kevin Clark did. As Jalen Bell comes off the field now, looks like he's limping. You don't want to speculate, though. And now Michael Keir coming back, and he's in that shotgun set with Grissom to his right, and he has trips to his left and Gary Brown to his right. Looks like he's going to go left, throw it up to, I believe, Jordan Dandridge, see if he caught this one. They're going to call it incomplete, but, Jordan Dandridge, he's known to make these acrobatic catches as he did last week against Slippery Rock, and unfortunately couldn't bring it down there.
Yeah, another one of the weapons there. Doesn't start for this California team, but definitely one of the receivers they can turn to as he's 4th on the depth chart, but almost brought that one down in the corner of the end zone.
That would have been huge. I might have called Sports Center on that one. That would have been a big play there for Jordan Dandridge. So you're going to see the flag come out. So a free play over here in the corner of the end zone is Gary Brown, and that ball is incomplete. There is a flag on the play, however. We're going to see what this is on the field.
Offsides on the defense. Number 55.
It will
5-yard penalty.
Offsides
Still third
on
down.
IUP.
And something we've seen a lot from this California offense is trying to get those teams, as they're up tempo and they kind of get the defense lulled to sleep and then get them with the jump on offside. So that's something we've seen a lot from this California offense.
Definitely after they try to draw them off sides too, it looks like they normally go deep. They normally throw the ball over the defenders' heads. So now Michael Keir coming back out, and he looks to go left, and he will go left, as that's going to be into the arms of Luke Smorey, getting into the end zone, putting California back on the board yet again.
Yeah, Luke Smorey, really the danger across the middle for this California offense. Strikes again in this game here with the pass right across the middle. 3 straight games for touchdowns for Luke Smorey. Just really putting it on early on. 13-0 California right now.
Yeah, this is definitely big for California, as many people were trying to speculate what would happen in this contest. I don't think anybody would have guessed this, as now William Brazil puts the ball up and it is through. So California now starting out fast, as Dylan said, 14-0. And you're watching Vulcans football here on CUTV and live on CalVulcans.com.
CUTV News Center is California University of Pennsylvania's award-winning student television newscast. Your source for live, local, late-breaking news. Forecast from the CalU Weather Center. The region's latest entertainment news. Vulcan sports highlights and regional scoreboards with television news coverage you can't get anywhere else. Watch it live Thursdays on CUTV and on demand. CUTV News Center, online all the time.
Hello and welcome back into Adamson Stadium, as now California possesses a 14-0 lead with 4 minutes and 22 seconds left in this first quarter of action. And William Brazil getting back onto the field yet again gives IUP a chance to answer back, but California definitely starting out fast. That's something they needed to execute on, and giving them tough field position. So now IUP will start their drive at the 17-yard line.
And here are these keys to victory for IUP now. They need to start it fast, and it's 14-0 early on, so definitely not able to do that. But look for their ground game. They have 2 backs right now averaging over 5 yards per carry. Their leading rusher, Samir Bullock, 475 yards on the ground. And then we have contained Gary Brown for California. He is a threat against anybody this season.
And Amir Wright was the guy that Lenny Williams Jr. really looked to pick up some yards on that first drive. We're going to see what they stick with, as now Lenny Williams Jr. has some space up the middle of the field. Lenny Williams Jr. getting out, picking up some yards, something that IUP's Samir Bullock could not do. So IUP now moving the ball out to just about the 41-yard line.
Yeah, Lenny Williams, another guy for IUP, as we talked about it, a dual-threat quarterback able to pick up a huge gain there.
So now we're going to see Lenny Williams in that modified shotgun set. Amir right now going over across the set, and it's going to give the ball over to his running back, to Bullock. It's going to be thrown down for no gain on the play.
A great job by the interior defensive line here for California, able to shut him down. Like we said leading into this game, only 52 yards per game given up on the ground for this California defense. And they're facing one of the top rushing attacks in the country in Samir Bullock and Lenny Williams. So see what they can do here.
It was actually Chris Temple on that play, so they're switching Samir Bullock and Chris Temple on a few drives. They're going to give the ball over to Chris Temple now. Chris Temple just stumbling, and he's going to pick up a loss of 2 on the play.
Yeah, it looked like the turf monster was able to bring him down right there. As he did have a couple California defenders staring him down on that one, but this sets up a 3rd down and 12 here for IUP's offense.
As you said, 3rd and 12, and IUP has really converted on these 3rd downs. We're going to see if California can stop that from happening today, as Lenny Williams Jr. threw his first interception of the season on that last drive, and the ball's going to throw over and just bounce out of the hands of number 32, Chris Westner. So could not bring that ball in, and now facing 4th down and bringing out California back onto the field with Gary Brown.
Yeah, Chris Westner averaging 82 yards receiving per game on the season, so drop that one. That could have been a big play there for the IUP's offense.
And as I said, Gary Brown back to receive this punt. Gary Brown, that big play guy for California. California has a lot of opportunities to get points up on the board early on in this contest. So I'm going to see grab the ball, and he's going to be thrown down. And there's going to be a flag on the play as he threw his hand up to get that fair catch, and IUP just not disciplined on that play, and that's what California really has to take advantage of. Now the head referee is going to convene with his associate there. And, you know, Dylan, as you said, you really have to limit these penalties for California, but also on the same side of the table is IUP. They really have to limit them because California's already up 14-0 in this contest.
Yeah, definitely. And California came in this game with 50 penalties. IUP only 34, so interesting.
Foul on a play. First down.
Actually, they're going to say there is no foul on the play. That's definitely interesting, and now you see when Cal has the ball, Dylan.
Yeah, 62 points per game. We know we've had two lesser opponents, the lower defenses in the PSAC starting off, but still 62 points per game, that's tough to accomplish.
Definitely now. Michael Keir coming back out onto the field. Getting his offensive line ready.
It looks like Gary Dunn is talking to the officials about that last call. I think they got that figured out. I think because the ball bounced, I think they were allowed to corral him there on that one.
They didn't bring him to the ground either. They kind of just held him up. They weren't really trying to lay the hit stick on him, but nonetheless, that's where California will possess the ball. So now we're going to see Michael Keir drop back in the pocket to throw, and he has a wide open Nick Grissom in the middle of the field, making a nice move up the middle. He's going to pick up the first down and more. Ball is now at the 37-yard line.
I know that quarterbacks coach Chad Salisbury really worked with Michael Keir in the offseason and in preseason this year to work on the checking down to his running backs in the flat. And right there across the middle was Nick Grissom. That was a big play there by Michael Keir.
Definitely hitting all of your options across the board. You know, obviously, Gary Brown streaking down that middle of the field, but that's a little bit risky as you face their secondary. But Nick Grissom just finding him down the middle and now moving the chains. As Michael Keir still in that shotgun set, he looks left and he will go left as Tom Green could not bring that one in. Risky kind of tipped that one up in the air, allowed IUP to really take advantage, but the ball falls incomplete.
Yeah, tough throw there in the flat to Tom Green has really come out this season and really showed that he's a very reliable receiving target for Michael Keir.
And California and Michael Keir has gone 6 for 10 already today with 57 yards. So, you know, California really tries to execute now up 14. If they could put on some more points, things would definitely get interesting as now Michael Keir throws over to Nick Grissom yet again. The ball is out. They're going to rule this one incomplete, however.
Yeah, the defender there for IUP laid the hit on him as soon as he made the catch. It was close between an incompletion and a fumble here. See across the middle there to Nick Grissom. It looked like he may have caught that ball and fumbled it, but the official said it's one of those things that what's a catch, as everybody says nowadays. So interesting call there by the officials.
Now a 3rd and 10 for the Vulcans. Ball is on the 37-yard line with exactly 2 minutes left in this first quarter, and definitely surprising, as we said before. California up 14-0. See if they can continue to roll on offense with Michael Keir. He's going to drop back to throw. He's looking down the field, and he's going to go down the field. The ball is going to be tipped up. You know, Dylan, you're motioning for a flag on that play. You see some contact down there.
Yeah, it looked like the defensive back may have hit the receiver, Gary Brown, there early, as we see on replay. Michael Keir, a ton of time there. And it looked like maybe they said he was just going for the ball there, but that was a close one for sure.
Definitely a strong defense there from IUP. Brings up the punting team for California. And IUP hasn't had very good field position, so we're going to see if California's punter can pin this one deep. Ian Patterson is going to be kicked up. He's going to receive it. California is right there. He's going to be thrown down maybe at the 26-yard line for IUP now.
This California special teams coverage been great so far in the season, as now we take a look when IUP has the ball. 57 points per game, again, the second leading scoring team in the country behind California. And California's only given up 11.5 points per game. And again, the rushing attack of IUP, 293 yards per game. That's among the best in Division II.
And it's definitely balanced, as Gary Dunn tried to really implement when he came into California, and Kurt Signetti seems to be doing that the same for IUP. So now Lenny Williams Jr. in that shotgun set with running back Samir Bullock to his left. He has trips out to his left as well. He's going to drop back and looks to throw downfield. Ball's going to be up to Amir Wright, just out of the reach. Jordan Bowman was right there, as well as number 20, Vondell Bell.
It looked like they may have had him over the top there. Quarterback Lenny Williams, he leads the nation in completion percentage and passing efficiency, and we've seen so far he's already thrown a pick, so not off to his best start of the season so far.
Jordan Lardani was right there. We tried to knock that ball out of Lenny Williams Jr.'s hand when he tried to throw that one deep. So they're getting pressure, however, and there's trips out to the right, and California realizes that, but they're going to run the ball, and that safety that moved over to kind of help out with that trips out to the left, it really hurt California there as, Samir Bullock out into the open space.
Again, Samir Bullock averaging 7.5 yards per carry on the season, and another big play there for him. He's able to get the ball all the way down to the California 45-yard line.
And IUP sticking with that trips to the left set. They're going to give the ball over to Samir Bullock yet again over to the right. So it seems like they're sticking with this set with the wide receivers, 3 wide receivers over to the left, and they run the ball over to the right, trying to draw California on their heels.
Another job by the interior of this defense, really stopping the run before it got started on that play.
Now with 1 minute left, ball's at the 42-yard line for IUP, and they're going to throw it over to Amir Wright. He's going to try to find some space upfield. California was right there, and there's going to be a flag on the play, maybe in the area of holding. We're going to see what the call is here.
Yeah, look, Aaron Terry appears to be very upset there as he thought that he got held on the play.
See what the call is on the field, and Amir Wright, a guy that they've gone to a few times here today with these wide receiver screens, and they did that on that play as well. Get this call for you. It's going to be holding on IUP.
10-yard
so
penalty.
that could have been in the area where Aaron Terry was, as you said, Dylan. Aaron Terry, right after that play was over, he got up, clearly frustrated.
Yeah, the receiver on this side, right there at the left-hand side of your screen, you can see him holding him there. Definitely right there, he pulled his jersey down. You're not allowed to do that, but again, another penalty for this IUP team that down 14-0, they have to limit those penalties right now.
Definitely do for both sides. So now they face a 2nd and 15. The ball's at the 50-yard line. As the clock ticks down, now showing 35 seconds. Lenny Williams Jr. back there, and Jordan Lardani jumped right offside, so that's what the flag is going to be on. So giving them free yards, those yards that they picked up on that last penalty, now giving IUP those yards right back.
Now this tight football game right now is definitely looking like a rivalry. Both teams making some bonehead penalties here, but you see that in rivalry games like this.
Your emotions get the best of you, and
offsides.
There is going to be offsides on California, so you really have to stay
down.
tough. You know, Dylan, you're a past player, and you really have to just keep your emotions and just keep them steady. You don't really want to get your emotions to get the best of you.
Gary Dunn, head coach Gary Dunn has really been stressing that to his players. If they've 50 penalties on the season, that's among the worst in the country right there.
Lenny Williams is going to give the ball to number 27, Chris Temple. He's trying to find some space upfield, and they're going to mark him for a gain of 2 yards there on the play.
Yeah, IUP is usually known for their tough running backs, and again, they have 2 tough ones this year in Samir Bullock and Chris Temple. Bullock with 7 touchdowns on the season and Temple with 3, so both tough threats for this Vulcans defense.
And that is how the first quarter will end. So we're going to take a quick break. California leading this one 14-0. Bit of a surprise. You're watching Vulcans football here on CUTV and live on calvulcans.com.
Back for its 3rd season. With more live episodes and brand new games. With host Stephen Ruffing. It's
Hello and welcome back into Adamson Stadium as California coming out to a strong start, a fast start even, up 14-0 in this contest. And Dylan, you said that they had to start fast, and this is exactly what they wanted to do.
Yeah, definitely, but they're going to have – IUP is ranked number 6 in the country for a reason, so they're definitely going to fight back here.
California's defense trying to stay tough now, facing a 3rd and 9, ball on the 44-yard line. Lenny Williams Jr. is going to drop back and throw it deep. California had 3 defenders there. However, there is a flag on the play.
Look like, again, offsides on California.
See what the call is now as referees talk about this one. Get the call for you.
Offsides. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
And it will be offsides on California. And giving them free yards, you know, that's something. Now they're facing a 3rd and 4, a much more manageable 3rd and 4. And, you know, Dylan, you can't let this happen.
Especially on 3rd down. 3rd down, that's when you really need your defense to step up, and giving them free yards on 3rd down can really hurt you.
Now Lenny Williams Jr. back as California just tries to get their defense set. Lenny Williams Jr. is going to keep it himself, breaking some tackles upfield, and it's going to pick up the 1st down on the play.
Yeah, brought down by Luke Rabchik, the middle linebacker from Central West Virginia, back in my neck of the woods. But again, the dual threat play there of Lenny Williams able to stretch it and pick up the 1st down there. Again, California hasn't seen a quarterback that can run quite like Lenny Williams can. So see how this can continue out through the rest of the game.
Quarterback for Seton Hill was much different, as he was a passing quarterback, was Christian Strong, and now facing off against Lenny Williams Jr. That's going to be tough, as now IUP trying to make something happen in the middle of the field, and they do. That's going to be complete to number 32, Chris Westner, a name we've already called here today.
There's another penalty flag. It looked like they were offsides, California, yet again. So, again, another penalty. They're not going to count it on this one, but again, tough penalties.
Offsides. Number 2 of the defense. That penalty will be declined. 1st down.
And it was offsides on California yet again. IUP is gonna decline that penalty, picking up those yards through the air with Chris Westner.
And Lenny Williams really showing his strength right now after two shaky drives to start out the game. He's really coming on strong this drive.
Lenny Williams Jr. in that shotgun set. It's gonna be another keeper. He's gonna be thrown down now. Really, California has to lock down on him, see if they can limit those yards as best as possible.
Really take a look at the replay. This defensive line really standing their ground and pushing this offensive line of IUP back. Really been impressed by the interior defensive line for California so far this season.
There was either some pushing after that play as well over to that left side, right where that ball was. California really has to stay strong as well, limiting those personal foul penalties. So IUP now giving it off to number 27. That's going to be Chris Temple, and he's going to find some space upfield. Now it's going to be a 3rd and about 4 on the play.
Yeah, Chris Temple, we can tell he's a bit of a bruising running back for IUP. He's a very strong back, able to pick up a big play there.
Another tackle finished up there by Jordan Bowman. So he's that last line of defense for California. Trying to see if he can emulate what Aaron Terry did on that 2nd drive for IUP, as now Lenny Williams Jr. is going to make a cut up at the left of the field, and he's going to get into the end zone. So IUP gets into the end zone thanks to Lenny Williams Jr.
Again, the dual threat of Lenny Williams Jr. able to find the hole in the Vulcans defense right up the middle there, and he was able to pick up 6. Again, tough for this California defense. They haven't faced a guy like that, and he's definitely one of the best in the country.
It's definitely going to be tough because both of these guys in the backfield can run the ball. So California really has to buckle down now as IUP puts the ball up and through. So IUP now answering back to California, scores 14-7. You're watching Vulcans football here on CUTV and live on CalVulcans.com.
The longest student-produced show on CUTV. Is back with highlights and analysis scores and standings, and more. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Hello and welcome back into Adamson Stadium as IUP got into the end zone, and now we have a ball game now, score of 14-7 as California will have a chance to answer back to IUP with Gary Brown and Jimmy Wheeler back to receive this kickoff. And Dylan, that play there was just a drive led pretty much by Lenny Williams Jr.
Definitely was.
So we're going to see IUP ready to kick this ball away. Ball will be up and to the arms of the third line of California, and he's going to try to find some space upfield. About the 37-yard line, and that's where California will start their fourth drive of the game.
And that was Jalen Bell again after getting banged up early on. You can tell he's still hurting a little bit, but he's not going to let that keep him out of this big rivalry game. See, this week for California, last week against Slippery Rock, they were able to get some adversity as it was a tight game early on before they really took off there. So good for them. After the first 3 games, they were able to blow those teams out, but they were able to get that experience, which they could really use it in this IUP game that we know is going to be very tight.
Definitely both of these teams coming into this contest, although they're riding high off their victories last week, coming into this contest just trying to keep their heads level and stay humble in this game. And now Michael Kier is going to give the ball off to Nick Grissom. Nick Grissom now moving to the right, and he's going to stay on his feet about 1 yard short of the first down.
Yeah, Nick Grissom again showing his strength early on, really being able to pick up many yards on his carries here as he's able to pick up 9 yards on the play. Huge run so far for Nick Grissom.
Nick Grissom and Jalen Bell, 2 names that we're going to call a lot tonight. Now Nick Grissom totaling 59 yards. So Michael Kier now in that pistol set. He's going to turn around and give the ball over to Tom Green, something that we didn't really see much Kier doing, kind of reversing his body and throwing over to his right.
And that's something Coach Gary Dunn has given Michael Kier the ability to do, or plays like that, where he's able to call his own number and realize the advantage he sees on these outside, on the wide receivers there for California. So a big play there by Michael Kier, really showing his intelligence there.
Michael Kier now in that pistol set yet again with John Franklin to his left. Nick Grissom behind him and Ryan McCauley as well. They're going to fake the give to Nick Grissom, and he's going to throw over in the flat to Tom Green. And there's a flag on the play, so we're going to see what this one is. And, Dylan, that play, Gary Brown looked uncovered down deep in that territory, like in the red zone for California. See what the call is, however.
Offensive pass interference, number 8, still first down.
Pass interference, it looks like on the intended receiver, Tom Green, so maybe a little bit of pushing before he tried to bring that ball in. Something that we don't really see much, pass interference on the offense.
Yeah, definitely, but that's going to set them back for a first down and 25 now, and we haven't seen the offense set back like this. We know they have the firepower to recover from this, but this will be one of the first times we've seen it so far this season.
Michael Kier in the shotgun set now with Nick Grissom to his left. Smory, Green, and Brown, the receivers. Ball's going to be tipped at the line of scrimmage into the arms of 94 for IUP. It's going to be into the arms of Jordan Divin. So just a tip ball at the line of scrimmage into the lineman arms of IUP.
Yeah, unlucky there for quarterback Michael Kier, but Divin there able to have a heads-up play there that really could spark this IUP team now that they're already at in California territory now. So a big play there for IUP.
Yeah, just unlucky there for California. You definitely have to keep your head up, however, because that wasn't like an intended pass. It was tipped at the line of scrimmage. So Michael Kier definitely keep his confidence levels up as they're going to give the ball to Samir Bullock, and he's going to pick up just about a gain of 2 on the play there. moving deeper into California territory.
Coming in this game, California is up 8 in the turnover margin, and they haven't really turned the ball over so far this season. So adversity again for this California team.
And both quarterbacks coming into this contest not throwing many interceptions, and both now have one on the game. Now throwing over to Amir Wright. Amir Wright with that wide receiver screen play they've been running a lot today. Now picks up about a gain of 2 again.
Yeah, again, setting up another third down here, but if we take a look at replay, another wide receiver screen. He's had 2 blockers in front of him, and a host of California defenders were able to come in there late and make that tackle.
Actually, Allen right on the play, excuse me. So now Lenny Williams Jr. trying to convert on this third down opportunity. Now a 3rd and 7, ball's on the 33-yard line. Gets the ball and he looks to throw, and he's going to go over to his left. Good defense there from Vondell Bell. Now bring up a 4th down.
Yeah, Vondell Bell from Wheeling, West Virginia. Some more West Virginia talent on this team, but again, he's a very tall and lengthy cornerback. We don't really see cornerbacks as big as Vondell Bell is, and he's able to make a strong play there.
And IUP's offense still out there on this 4th down, now 4th and 7, so
this is going to be one of the bigger plays of the game right here.
Definitely, if they can execute, that would be huge. And now Lenny Williams Jr. is going to move left. He's going to throw left, and the ball is just going to be out of reach of every receiver there. And IUP just looking for a penalty. However, that ball was not catchable whatsoever.
Yeah, both. It looked like Aaron Terry got into the receiver there for IUP, and it looked like the officials just said no calls. It did look like Aaron Terry might have dragged him down there, but there was some pushing and shoving both ways there, and a big play, big stop for this California defense.
As you said, that would be big for California if they could execute on that play. And you see there the PSAC West standings, and California tops that, as well as IUP. And Slippery Rock fell a little bit last week as they were ranked number 9 in the country, falling a little bit after California gave them the loss. So California, this is big if they can knock off this IUP team, really create some space in the PSAC West and the PSAC as a whole even. As now they're going to give the ball over to Gary Brown as a running back. He's going to cut up field, and they're going to mark him out for about a gain of 4 on the play there. Little jet sweep.
Yeah, great blocking there by Jordan Dandridge, the receiver, able to seal that edge. If he didn't step out there, he might have been able to pick up a bunch of yards. But we've seen you've got to get the ball into Gary Brown's hands, and we haven't seen it a lot today with some short throws and now a running play. But he's definitely a threat, and IUP has stopped him so far this game.
Yeah, Gary Brown's been kind of quiet now, having targeted 2 times and having 13 yards on the game thus far. He's now going to give the ball over to Jalen Bell, moving to the right, using his blockers, picking up a gain of about 2 on the play, so now facing a 3rd down opportunity.
Yeah, playing a little banged up from earlier on in the game. He was able to pick up a couple there, and this is a 3rd down and medium. Big play here. Look for quarterback Michael Keir to maybe take a shot here. He hasn't taken many so far this game. This could be a perfect time to do that.
Trying to draw IUP offsides yet again as well. That's when they like to go deep. So now we're going to see Michael Keir, and he's just going to take that snap, drop back to throw, and he's going to throw it deep over to Jordan Dandridge. Big hit from Michael Keir, though, as he comes up relatively slow, as it looks like his ankles were targeted on that play and fell forward even when he got hit.
Yeah, definitely. They're able to get some definitely there on his plant leg. That's a little dangerous if you're a quarterback, but able to get the ball off, just unable to complete it there to Jordan Dandridge.
Michael Keir coming off, as I said, kind of slow. Hopefully he's okay, and Ian Patterson trotting back out onto the field in the punting formation. So could not convert on that 3rd down opportunity. Good defense there from IUP. Allows Jordan Dandridge to not bring that ball in. But now California trying to pin IUP deep yet again. The kick is up, and see where this one lands. It's going to hit California gunner, and the ball's going to be down at the 35-yard line now.
Yeah, kind of a short punt there for the Vulcans. But again, you see the great crowd here in attendance. We've seen them tailgating 2 hours before the game, but here's the AFCA poll, and has Indiana 6 and California 15 here, and then Slippery Rock again at 19. So the PSAC with lots of love in this poll here, but a big matchup, one of the best in Division II this week.
We're going to see Lenny Williams Jr. coming back out onto the field, and he's going to throw left. It's going to be complete over to number 32, Chris Wessner, a name we've called a lot here, it seems like, tonight.
They've definitely been targeting him a lot in this game, and he's not even their top receiver heading into this game, but he's able to make his mark here early on.
And IUP utilizing that no-huddle set as well. Coming back, getting set relatively quick. Now Chris Wessner totals 23 yards in the game. They're going to give the ball over to Chris Temple this time. He's going to push forward and pick up 2 yards in the play.
Setting up another third down. This is really starting to get the looks of a rivalry game here as both defenses are showing their strength here. No offense really able to find an advantage. IUP has a little bit of momentum right now, but see if this Vulcans defense can make a big stop here.
Facing a 3rd and 2 now. They're going to give the ball actually to Lenny Williams is going to keep this ball, trying to push his blockers upfield. Brings it across the 50-yard line. But, you know, Lenny Williams Jr., he's getting those quarterback options, kind of keeping the ball, and that allows him to pick up some yards on his legs.
Yeah, very patient run here as he was able to be patient before handing the ball off, but able to get out of the reach of Luke Rapchak and just, as you said, trying to directing his blockers there, but a nice patient run where he was able to pick up the first down and get the ball to the 50-yard line.
And Dylan, you mentioned that California really hasn't faced a dual threat quarterback now, and they're just trying to buckle down and do the best they can. We're going to say there's no flags on the play. However, it looks like maybe a timeout as both teams are coming over to
stop for injury
their
timeout.
sidelines. Actually, it looks like there's an injury close to California, or actually on California's sidelines. So they're going to call a timeout on the field. But Dylan, as you said before, they really haven't seen a dual threat quarterback much, and they're really making them pay, and California really has no answers to their run game.
And we're not sure who that injury is on, as the team's kind of covering it up there. It does appear to be a California player, and it looks to be Aaron Terry, so that could be a big loss for this California defense. We hope he's okay. Does appear to be maybe a lower body injury, but again, a nice patient run there by Lenny Williams, but that could be a big loss for this defense as he is a big leader.
And staying tough, you know, both sides of the ball, special teams and defense. And now Nigel Garnett, number 35 for California, coming back out onto the field in place of Aaron Terry. His first time on the field tonight. Let's see if he can stay tough and pick up where Aaron Terry left off. And now getting the ball to Samir Bullock, and California is right there dragging him down.
Great play there by the interior defense, but again, back to that injury, something we didn't know heading into this game, but one of the other defensive backs was already out coming into this game for California, that being Brendan Edwards, one of the corners for California. So that's 2 big losses in the secondary for California.
That last run, it was actually Malik Anderson. So now 3 different running backs that we've seen for IUP. So now Lenny Williams Jr. is throwing back over to Chris Wessner, and he cannot bring that one in. Nice little slant route, just a little out of his reach.
Yeah, a couple times today we've seen him drop that ball across the middle, but that could have been another first down through the air for this IUP team, but unable to get that one, and that sets up a 3rd down and 9 here.
Ball's on the 49-yard line. And Chris Temple also comes back out onto the field for IUP.
Jordan Bowman trying to get the crowd into this one. We do have a huge crowd here in attendance tonight. This is another big 3rd down.
And Lenny Williams Jr. in that shotgun set with Temple to his right. And they're going to show rush, and they are going to. They're going to throw it deep as IUP. Just trying to bring that ball in was Allen Wright. And a huge play there. And Lenny Williams having that vision down that field and picks up big yards there for IUP.
Yeah, way to keep his eyes downfield, scrambling from the pressure there, and he was able to throw across his body. Here we look on replay, flushed out of the pocket, kept his eyes downfield, threw the ball across his body to a wide open defender in the middle of the field there. Kind of a break there in the defense.
So we're going to see IUP in the red zone, and Lenny Williams Jr. is going to make a cut left and try to go right yet again. California, led by Jawan Turner, is going to throw Lenny Williams Jr. down hard in the backfield. California is just trying to make a statement now.
Yeah, definitely. IUP has the momentum on their favor now, as an injury and just a touchdown drive that's really given IUP this energy, and just if they can make this goal line stand here, it could make things really interesting.
Definitely would. Now, a 2nd and goal from the 7. Lenny Williams Jr. trying to get his offense into this one, and they're going to throw the ball up, and the ball is going to be, looks like, incomplete. So tough play there. Strong, I believe, number 35, Nigel Garnett. So coming in for Aaron Terry and staying tough there.
Yeah, a bit of a smaller cornerback compared to the receiver there for IUP, but able to make a big play there and strip the ball out, making it unable for them to make the catch there.
Kind of looked like it was the last second kind of a fight on the ground as the ball just popped out.
Another big 3rd down here again. We've seen Lenny Williams Jr., the leader of this team, really being able to pick this up himself here, so see what he can do.
California now facing a tough 3rd and goal. They're going to throw it over there yet again, and this time it's going to be over the head of Nigel Garnett. So that's going to be number 18, JoJo Goss, and he's going to get into the end zone for IUP.
Yeah, the big receiver there for IUP, able to bring the ball down. Again, he's a bigger target there, and it's tough for the smaller Garnett to make that play, and he kind of stares him down at the end there, just showing that he's the bigger target and able to make that play.
As you said, a little bit of a mismatch even, as Nigel Garnett was a smaller defender. So now IUP trying to knot this one up at 14. Kick is up, and it looks like it's going to be good. So it will be knotted up at 14. So both sides answering back and forth. We're going to see if California can answer back here next. You're watching Vulcans football here on CUTV and live on calvulcans.com.
Save preset 1 for Cal U's best music. More music in the car, more music in the door, more music everywhere. This is 91.9 WCAL Power 92. The home of the Vulcan Nation, playing Cal U's best music. 91.9 WCAL. WCAL Power 92.
Hello and welcome back into Adamson Stadium, as both of these teams now answering back and forth as the score is knotted up at 14. So California now just trying to answer back any way they can, as Aaron Terry, that big injury allowed that mismatch with Nigel Garnett in the corner of that end zone there, as IUP puts some more points up on the board. IUP now kicks the ball deep over to Gary Brown. So now Gary Brown has some blockers in the middle of the field. Now moves left, picking up some yards down the middle of the field. Gets over across the 40-yard line. He's going to be thrown down at just about the 46-yard line. So Gary Brown giving California great field possession yet again.
Big play Brown there. Gary Brown able to make a huge momentum shift there. Get the ball almost to midfield, and you really look to a guy like Gary Brown to make those type of plays. He's just an electric player, and see if the offense can get him the ball here and get him in space, because he could definitely do some damage to this IUP defense.
And defender there, Jay Watkins, just trying to even push Gary Brown and Gary Brown just pushed right off of him and picked up some more yards on the ground. Gary Brown it looks like he has something in his eye, so he's going to be out of this first play at least. Hopefully he's okay. Comes back onto the field. I have contacts. That stuff happens all the time. Now Michael Kier is going to give the ball over to Nick Grissom. Nick Grissom now finding some space up the field, and he's going to be thrown down. Caught a gain of 2 on the play.
Those holes that we've seen early on are starting to close up here, as this IUP defense is really showing their strength against the California offense here. And again, we talked about California haven't really faced adversity yet so far this season. So that's for a little bit last week, but here, this is a big drive for this California offense. If they can respond here, it really shows the poise this offense has.
Now Michael Kier moves Ryan McCauley over to his left. They're going to fake the give to Nick Grissom, and Kier's going to go deep down the field. in the area of Jordan Dandridge, but actually something we don't see, as we said before, underthrew his receiver there.
It definitely looked like, as we see on replay here, he's rolling off to his right, and it's tough for him as he set his feet at the last second, but you have to have a monster arm to be able to throw the ball downfield like that after rolling out. So a little short on that play, but again, a third down here. This could be a huge play yet again. Look for them to maybe get the ball to Gary Brown here and see what he can do.
As you said, it's very tough not setting your feet and really allowing you to use your entire body when you're throwing that ball down the field. Clock showing now 5 minutes and 49 seconds. Big 3rd and 8 opportunity for California. Michael Keir in the backfield, and he drops to throw. IUP showing a blitz, and they're going to throw it over to Gary Brown. Gary Brown's going to get his feet in bounds. First down, California.
Nice job by Michael Keir, able to stay in the pocket there. Pressure coming from all around him, and he's able to find a tight window to Gary Brown. He got hit right as he threw the ball, but able to find a tight window and makes a big 3rd down completion. I said it before the play, they had to look to Gary Brown because he's wanting to make a statement on this game.
And Michael Keir, out of sight, out of mind, was the defense for IUP. You know, he didn't really even see their defenders there, so he just stayed in the pocket and threw it deep over to his favorite receiver, it seems like, Gary Brown. Now Michael Keir in the shotgun set, and they're going to give the ball over to Nick Grissom. Nick Grissom finds some space upfield. Good blocking there from California. That was only a gain of 1, but it seemed as though he could have broke that one. He was using his blockers very well.
Yeah, a little stretch there to the right side, and again, a short pickup on 1st down, but we know they're really trying to keep this balanced attack, and they've really relied on the run so far. Not too many yards passing so far for this California offense, only 89 yards, so it's definitely down from their averaging almost 300 yards through the air. So see what they can do here.
And Michael Keir now 2nd down and 9, ball's at the 29-yard line. Just over 4 minutes and 30 seconds left, and ball's going to be thrown right over the head of Gary Brown. But, you know, Michael Keir seems like you were saying, get the ball into Gary Brown's hands, and they're targeting him a lot tonight.
He definitely is. There appears to be an injury on the play, but again, Michael Keir missing long, and you kind of get that when, you know, the nerves are kicking, and he's just, this is one of his biggest games at the quarterback position, and he hasn't really has games like this. So now let's take a look at the PSAC schedule.
Yeah, you know, a few of these teams, you saw Clarion earlier today. Clarion was going neck and neck with Seton Hill, and also Shippensburg and Westchester. But, you know, this has to be the biggest game. I see that down there at the bottom, you know, and also Slippery Rock and Mercyhurst. But as we said, this is the biggest game. We see 2 top 25 teams in D2 football. Looking forward to this game a lot, you know, all the hype and anticipation coming into this contest. And you see now 14-14. This game took a drastic turn. You know, California started out strong, and now IUP is just answering right back.
Yeah, California's known for their strong first quarters, as they haven't allowed a point so far against them in the first quarter. 52-0 coming into this game. But again, and IUP has scored 86 points so far in the season in the second quarter. So a tale of 2 quarters, you could say, there for both teams.
On that last play, they overthrew Gary Brown, but it was better off because there are some defenders there for IUP, and now Michael Keir trying to draw the defense for IUP off sides, and they do not. So IUP try to think, you know, they're going to throw it deep over their heads of their defenders. Michael Keir in that shotgun set, still with Jalen Bell to his left, and Keir is going to throw it over just out of the reach. That was his intended receiver, Tom Green, but heads-up defense there from California. That was number 25, Kevin Clark, who just read Michael Keir's eyes.
Yeah, tough throw there. Almost got that one picked. As my old coach in high school used to say, you can't throw over underneath coverage, and he did there and almost got that one picked off.
They're going to stay on the field now with 4th and 9, trying to make a statement early before halftime, now with 4 minutes and 30 seconds left before the halftime break. This crowd is getting into this. You can hear big 4th down opportunity the first time, actually the second time tonight that they're going for it on 4th down, and Michael Keir drops back in the pocket. He's actually going to run this time, and he has some space up the field. He's breaking a tackle, and he's going to get upfield. We'll see where they're going to spot this, and they're going to be a flag on the play. A late hit, clearly out of bounds, was Michael Keir. And that's another discipline penalty from IUP.
It didn't even look like they hit Michael Keir there. It looked like they just hit maybe Jalen Bellblade on that play. That was definitely out of bounds. And again, that could be a huge momentum shift there as California will be in position to make a play.
I'm going to take a look at this one after the call on the field. So the referee coming back out onto the field now. He's going to prep to make this call.
Look like it may wave this one off. The California offense is coming off the field.
Personal foul. Late hit. Number 23. The penalty will be declined. Short of the first down. First down IUP.
And now the penalty was reversed, so now it's on California.
Definitely, that's a huge play there for IUP, but here on replay, see Michael Keir coming out of bounds late. And it does, yeah, definitely appeared to be Jalen Bell. Definitely took a shot there late, but again, you can't have those type of penalties, and they wouldn't have picked up the first down anyways. But again, this IUP offense has definitely showed the strength here in the second quarter, and they can drive down with 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go here. They could definitely drive down and take the lead here.
California, as you said, a tale of two quarters. California not allowing much in the second quarter, and IUP trying to answer right back. Now with Lenny Williams Jr. back out onto the field for the Crimson Hawks. He's going to fake the give to his running back, and he's going to go deep over to Chris Wessner. And good defense there from Nigel Garnett again.
Yeah, you can tell IUP's one to pick on these young defensive backs as there's been some injuries, and they know that. The experienced coaching staff at IUP know that, and they're definitely trying to take an advantage here with these the backup defensive backs.
Not even young, even, the mismatches. They're trying to take advantage of those mismatches. You see that a lot in basketball, the taller defenders going over the younger guys, but, it's something that we don't really see much.
It does look like Aaron Terry is back on the field, though. I saw him on that play.
It's going to be a flag on the play, so it's like in a false start.
Offsides. Defense, number 60, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
It's actually going to be an offsides on California, so 3 yards yet again was California.
And we haven't really seen this California team really kind of the deer in the headlights look right now, where they're definitely giving up yards and definitely a change in momentum here in the second quarter.
So now with trips to Lenny Williams Jr.'s right. They're going to throw over to Allen Wright yet again with that wide receiver screen, and that time could not get his footing, and he's just going to fall down.
They definitely have a tough catch there, setting up a third down and medium here. Another big play here for this California defense. If they're able to make the stop, they should get the ball in pretty good field position. So another big play here.
And if California can stop IUP right now, that could be a swing of momentum now with 3 minutes and 40 seconds left in this first half of play. Lenny Williams Jr. is going to keep it out to the left, and he's going to have some space down the field. And he's going to be tripped out just about the 50-yard line. They're going to mark him. So Lenny Williams Jr., just getting out in space, and he can't be stopped in the secondary.
Yeah, definitely. They're just not California's just not accounting for him right now, and they don't have anybody there to stop him, and he's just picking this California defense apart right now.
Looked like Jordan Lardani, that was his assigned man and just out of the reach of Lenny Williams Jr. But now IUP coming back out, and looks like they're gonna throw it deep over in the area of Allen Wright. Good defense there. It's number 18, actually number 10. That's gonna be Vondell Bell. Excuse me.
That was Jordan Bowman there. Definitely the one of the better guys here in the PSAC West on the defensive side of the ball, and he was definitely, that's not the type of guy you want to pick on with that backside wheel route there, but they tried to, and you're not going to catch Jordan Bowman, sleeping too much.
So in the area of that, it was Vondell Bell and Jordan Bowman. Got him a little bit confused, but now it's 2nd and 10, balls at the 50-yard line. Samir Bullock just trying to push forward, pick up some yards, and he's going to pick up a gain of 1 on the play.
And this game is really coming down to these big third downs, so big play for both teams here right before halftime. If one team's able to get the score, it could definitely pay big for them in the second half.
So now the clock is showing 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Another 3rd and 9. California just trying to stay tough. Lenny Williams Jr. trying to draw somebody off sides, and they will. So a free play here is IUP, and the ball is up. See what they call it here. They're going to say that he brought this one in. That's going to be interesting. I mean, a free play there.
It definitely might be injured on that play, but we've seen California do that a lot. The official has the call, but haven't seen that done too much against them, and IUP's taking a play there from California's playbook.
Yeah, definitely are, and head referee, we're going to see this call. Not sure if it's going to be after the injury timeout, however.
Again, before this call here, California, I don't believe has trailed so far in this season, so if IUP is able to get some points on the board, that could be big for them.
Foul on the play. Offsides. Defense. That penalty has been declined. First down.
And it was offsides on California, and California just jumping off, as you said, Dylan, picking a play right from their playbook. It allowed Lenny Williams Jr. to find his intended receiver, the man who brought in that touchdown in that last play, JoJo Goss.
Yeah, just some boneheaded plays there. You know they see that in practice all the time because California runs that quite a bit. So just lulling them to sleep, like we said about California's offense. IUP's offense just lulling this California defense to sleep here, and yeah, they're going to have to pick themselves up and try to make a stop here.
Now with 2 minutes and 10 seconds left in this first half, IUP surging down the field trying to make something happen. So now they try to bring that ball around the outside with Lenny Williams in number 5 for California. That's going to be Brendan Blair stepping up and bringing Lenny Williams down.
Yeah, Brendan Blair, another veteran for this California defense, is able to stand his ground and stop the quarterback, Lenny Williams Jr., before he's able to get out of the pocket there. It's one of the first times we've seen Williams Jr. stopped in the backfield.
So now it brings up a 2nd and 16 on the 24-yard line. So pushing Lenny Williams Jr. back is California, and if they can come up here with a big play, that would be huge. Change this momentum. Now they're going to give the ball to Chris Temple, and Chris Temple is going to push forward and pick up a gain of 2 on the play.
Another big 3rd down here. California's really been called on penalties these past couple 3rd downs. That's really helped out IUP. And this is definitely going to be big for this California defense, as we're down to around a minute to go here in the first half. So probably the biggest play of the game so far.
Seen quite a few 3rd downs on this drive, as now the clock is ticking, showing about 50 seconds left. And IUP trying to make something happen before halftime. So now they're going to look to go left, and actually switching back with Allen right, and they're going to push over to the left and just trying to bring Allen right down, and California cannot. So a play there, a trick play even, and IUP getting into the end zone now, leading this contest.
Allen Wright, a guy we haven't really talked about much, and IUP knows this is one of the bigger plays of the game, and they went to their bag of tricks here to the reverse, and California was not ready for that, and just a brilliant play call for IUP's coaching staff, picking up the touchdown there, and all kinds of momentum in favor of IUP right now.
There's 3 unanswered scores there now as IUP puts this ball up, and it is through. So now IUP leads this contest for the first time that California has trailed all season long, score of 21-14. So stay tuned, see if California can answer right back with 36 seconds left in this first half. You're watching Vulcans football here on CUTV and live on CalVulcans.com.
For almost 30 years, CUTV has been the campus and community home for local news, sports, and entertainment. Broadcast in 100,000 homes in southwestern Pennsylvania, CUTV provides complete coverage of Vulcan sports as well as high school football coverage. Broadcast weekly live, CUTV News Center provides coverage of local and campus events, weekend weather, sports highlights, and feature stories. For more information on CUTV, check us out on the web, friend us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter.
Hello and welcome back into Adamson Stadium as now California trails in this contest 21-14. As we said before the little break, that California has not trailed yet this season. So California really just trying to get on the board with 36 seconds left, and IUP trying to halt that from happening. But California could do it. You know, they have Gary Brown, Tom Green, and Jordan Dangerage. If Michael Keir just throws this one deep, they're going to get the ball with Jalen Bell. He's going to receive it at just about the 25-yard line, staying on his feet now. We're out to maybe just short of the 40-yard line.
Okay, we take a look at the replay of the touchdown here, and IUP just knew that California would not expect some trickeration there, and caught the defense sleeping on that third down and long, and pulled out the reverse for the touchdown there. A big play for IUP, and the momentum is all in favor of IUP right now. California really hasn't faced anything like this so far this season.
And Lenny Williams Jr. has kept those keepers an entire time, all the first half even, just all those quarterback option plays and keeping that ball. So now Michael Keir trying to answer right back with a pass of his own as he drops back in the pocket. Pocket is collapsing, but he moves to his left, sets his feet, and throws the ball down the field over into the arms of Tom Green. And they're going to call him out, see where the spot is, and they needed to get down the field quick, and they did with Tom Green now.
Yeah, definitely. You see most teams kneel the ball there. They had the momentum against them, but if they're able to finish this drive out, that's huge. You don't see teams really go for deep passes on first down like that, but California did, and they're rolling here.
About 22.7 seconds left. So we're going to see now Michael Keir. If they can score here, that would be huge. Dropping back in the pocket, staying in the pocket, and they're going to throw over to his intended receiver of Paul Butler. And huge catch there by Paul Butler, a name we don't really call often at all.
Yeah, and they're running back up to the line here, but a huge, big-time throw there for Michael Keir. Right across the middle, threading it between three players.
And California is going to call a timeout. And as I said, just if they can do it, they can get down the field quick, as I mentioned. And I didn't even think of Paul Butler mentioning his name, and he came up big there and moving California down the field yet again. So now ball is marked at just exactly at the 10-yard line. So California now first and goal with 16 seconds left.
Yeah, definitely. What a turn of events here. They are turning this momentum. If they can score here and get the lead going into half, that is huge. You know, it's huge for this defense that's given up 21 points so far. If they're able to see the offense really say, hey, buddy, hey, guys, we got your back here, and we're able to go down and score when they didn't have very much time left on the clock, that is huge for this whole team.
Definitely getting their defense some confidence going into the break. They know that if they falter, you know, their offense can answer right back and keep them in this contest. So now with a fresh set of downs and only 16 seconds left, we're going to see if Michael Keir and his offense can answer right back to the Crimson Hawks.
They do have 2 more timeouts left, as both teams haven't really used any timeouts so far in this game.
Not really much need to even. So we're going to see now Michael Keir drop back in the pocket. It looks like he's going to run the ball, getting over, and he's going to get out of bounds, and there's going to be a flag on the play. So that's a clearly late hit, you know, pushed him right out of bounds, but we're going to see what the call is on the field.
It's just not a smart play. You know that they try to take care of quarterbacks, and even the slightest push like that on that play there, only going to be half the distance to the goal, so a short pickup. But again, a fresh set of downs and more momentum for this offense.
Defense, 15-yard penalty, half the distance to the goal, first down.
And that will be a personal foul. So California now just taking advantage of these penalties now with just about 11 seconds left. It's going to be huge if California can execute on this play here now from the 3-yard line.
And if it's a quick run, they can run the ball here. It's tight enough where they still have a timeout, but looks like they do have, as IUP does call a timeout, but they didn't have a running back in the play there. They had Luke Smorey in the backfield. So interesting. What do you do here if you're the coach? Do you run the ball? You try to get something quick? You have time. You have 10.9 seconds. So, and 2 timeouts. So if you're able to run the ball and call a quick timeout, you still have a chance. But this is tight for this offense. We haven't really seen them in the red zone a lot this season, inside the 10, where they're a team that likes to spread it out. They don't have a lot of space right here, so it's going to be tough to see what goes on here.
And even if they get a run, if they can't pick up any yards here with 10 seconds left, they call a timeout. They can put some points up on the board. They can kick a field goal, and these points are huge as IUP gets the ball first starting in the third quarter. If they put points up on the board, a 17-21 game is a lot. You want to see that rather than a full 2-score game or a 1-score game, a full score game.
Yeah, and you need this for your team morale right now. The defense is giving up 21 points in a row. So if this offense is able to score the touchdown here, that'll be big for the whole team. They're going to be going into halftime thinking, man, we got this. We're back in this, guys. So this is just one of the bigger drives of the game so far.
And obviously, you want to go for the touchdown because the touchdown get you back in this contest. But points are points. You definitely want to just get some points here, especially late in this first half of action, going into the break with some confidence is now John Franklin III, their strong north and south running back, and IUP is going to call another timeout.
Yeah, talk about that one. California came out the first play of that sequence right there with a spread, and then that time they brought out the power back and John Franklin. They brought in the fullback, so IUP may not have been expecting that. So they called a timeout there, but again, both teams know with all these timeouts here, they know this is crucial for the rest of the game here. So just both teams trying to make sure they don't lose an advantage here.
It's an obvious situation. They brought out John Franklin III. They're going to run the ball, but now that they have a timeout and IUP's expecting the run, they can switch it right back and go for the pass. They can take advantage because IUP's thinking at this point they're going to run the ball.
Yeah, definitely. It's tough to say though. This is what the coaches get paid the money to do right here, is just know what the right thing to do in this situation is. So this is definitely very interesting for sure.
Gary Brown has been utilized on those goal line fades often in that right or left side of the field. He can pretty much be used wherever. So,
and when you have a wide receiver like Gary Brown, you just got to get it up close to him, and he will be able to bring that down with his unbelievable athletic ability.
Basically put it within 5 feet of anywhere where he is on the field, and he'll bring it in for you. So as IUP comes back out onto the field.
Again, that power look for California.
There's one receiver over there in that right side of the field as they have a stack set. Is IUP on their defensive side. That pistol formation with Ryan McCauley moving to his right. They're going to give the ball to John Franklin. And actually, no, Michael Kier's going to have it. Michael Kier's going to get into the end zone. Huge play, maybe even a missed handoff, but Michael Kier got into the end zone for California.
Yeah, definitely showing his strength there. He said, I got this, guys. There may have been a little misdirection there, miscommunication in the backfield, and Kier may have should have handed the ball off there, but he's able to put his body on the line and get in the end zone there for California. Big change of momentum right now.
And Lenny Williams and IUP did that. They really tricked it because Lenny Williams would always keep the ball, and Michael Kier never gives the ball, never keeps the ball himself. And Michael Kier is going to get into the end zone for California. So as we said, they can get down the field, and they did with William Brazil now trying to put this one through. Kick is up and good. So, Dylan, what a turn of events. California just getting back onto the board with only 4 seconds, just about 5 seconds left, 4.9 seconds. And now it's an even ball game.
Yeah, definitely. California need that last drive, and you don't see that a lot. Like we talk about usually, are they just going to kneel it going into halftime, especially after giving up those 2 plays? But California said, nope, we're going to try to score. As we take a look at the replay here, looks like there's definitely a run design to John Franklin as he looked around saying, well, I don't have the ball. And then Kier said, I got this, guys. It's a little miscommunication, but he was able to get it in the end zone there. So a big play out of they really lost. A little miscommunication there turned into a huge play for this offense. Michael Kier showing his leadership there and saying, guys, I got this.
Yeah, and the coach is kind of holding their breath, as Michael Kier just puts his body basically on the line, just throwing his body backwards, getting into the end zone. But nonetheless, it worked out. So California now gets back, tying this game at 21. And the fans really here tonight, they're getting their money's worth in this one.
Yeah, definitely. And Michael Kier, again, they say they raised those Philadelphia boys tough, and he definitely said, I got this, guys, and a big play there.
So now we're going to see William Brazil coming back onto the field with, as we said, just about 5 seconds left in the first half. Kick this one deep to IUP, and it's like they're going to just kneel it. So to start their offense, 2.6 seconds left. You got to think in this situation to knee the ball.
Yeah, definitely. You don't want to get a turnover here, because California, we've seen that they're able to return those turnovers for points. So they're probably just going to kneel this one out, as they've seen that California really flexing their muscle on offense, saying we're going to go down and score. So just crazy turn of events, man.
It definitely is. It's definitely living up to the rivalry, the Coal Bowl, definitely living up to their name. It's a tough game, and that is how this first half of action will end. And you know, California starting off fast. Now the score is 21-21 going to the break. This is going to be definitely an interesting next 2 quarters of play, but definitely stay tuned to see what happens. Thank you for watching Vulcans football here on CUTV and live on calvulcans.com.
CUTV's High School Football Game of the Week. Springdale at Jeff Morgan. Avella at California. Bell Vernon at Ringgold. Greensburg Central Catholic at Charleroi. Waynesburg at Southmoreland. Baldwin at Connellsville. Beth Center at Brownsville. Fraser at Bentworth. Bishop Canavan at Carmichael. The longest running high school coverage in southwestern PA is on CUTV.
CUTV News Center is California University of Pennsylvania's award-winning student television newscast. Your source for live, local, late-breaking news. Forecasts from the CalU Weather Center. The region's latest entertainment news. Vulcan sports highlights and regional scoreboards. With television news coverage you can't get anywhere else. Watch it live Thursdays on CUTV and on demand. CUTV News Center. Online all the time.
Since 1937, the Student Association Incorporated, known as SAI, has served the CalU student body by providing activities, programs, and services. Every enrolled student has the ability to take part in over 125 different clubs and organizations. Managing participation in every SAI activity is easy with OrgSync, a powerful tool for staying connected. Located 1 mile from campus, the SAI farm has 94 acres of meeting and recreational space. SAI, it's your student association. For almost 30 years, CUTV has been the campus and community home for local news, sports, and entertainment. Broadcast in 100,000 homes in southwestern Pennsylvania, CUTV provides complete coverage of Vulcan sports as well as high school football coverage. Broadcast weekly live, CUTV News Center provides coverage of local and campus events, weekend weather, sports highlights, and feature stories. For more information on CUTV, check us out on the web, friend us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter.
Hello and welcome back into Adamson Stadium. As you're now going to see on your screen the talented California University of PA marching band, so sit back, relax, and enjoy.
We will start our show with a tune made famous by Cheryl Crow with Tom Wallace's Soak Up the Sun. Field commanders Lydia Pontestelle, Shelby Irvine, and Brendan Linton. Is your band ready?
said winning.
Go Down on Me, featuring a trombone solo by Aaron Shriver, mellophone Mike Klingbaum, and trumpet duet by Paige Ressler and Taylor Green. Incorporating Southern Gospel, our next tune will be Terry Williams' arrangement of Shine Down, featuring mellophone Mike Klingbaum, trombone Evan Shoup, and baritone J.T. Horn. Next we're going to slow it down with a pitch from Broadway musical Miss Saigon featuring Sun and Moon. With a trumpet duet by Taylor Green and Allison Prorod.
It was a, your typical Ruby extravaganza where it wasn't like too fancy, but it was kind of fancy. It was in Texas, so the weather was nice at least. It was April. No, he broke up with Danny, that girl he was dating, and now he's dating a girl in Texas. They living together? Yeah. Oh yeah. I heard their dream house is a Actually, you're kind of close. So, Brandon's fiance went to school down in Texas during their engagement, so he got a graphic design job down there. And Grant, 2 months later, moves down to Texas to, 2 months later, breaks up with Brandon. Grant was living in Pittsburgh for a little bit. So now they go down there and she actually watched a lot of those. Sam saw it recently. She watched a lot of them. Sammy K, he was actually supposed to come out tonight, but he was being blamed for that. He was good. He was teaching Kappa. After that van almost crapped out. I need to get rid of it. It was a sad day though. It was a great car.
We will close our show tonight with themes from the late 60s with Let the Sun Shine In by the Fifth Dimension.
Finally actually
The Multimedia Access Center is an open lab where California University students can work on an assignment, attend a workshop, print a document for class, or take advantage of a variety of services such as large format printing, web development, and graphic design. Located in the renovated Natali Student Center across from the student bookstore, the Mac Lab is also your home for OrgSync support and services. For hours of operation or for more information, stop by the Mac Lab, visit our website, like us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter.
Hello and welcome back into Adamson Stadium in a game where it took a drastic change, Dylan. Now 21-21, just an explosive play from California late in that first half, putting those points up on the board, getting this game even. And now looking forward into the third and fourth quarters, what are you really expecting from both of these teams?
Well, I'm looking at their scores per quarter so far in the season. California, 82 points in the third quarter compared to only 40 so far this season for IUP, so that could be big. But here are the halftime stats. Rushing has been the key for IUP. Lenny Williams Jr., 63 yards rushing and a touchdown in the first half, averaging 8 yards a carry compared to only 91 total rushing yards for California. And then passing pretty neck and neck. But this game really just been back and forth early on. California really showing their strength. One turnover apiece. Penalties are pretty even, a little leaning towards California as their penalties have been on third down. And then time of possession is equal as well. So again, these teams have been back and forth. Really a tale of two quarters, though. First quarter dominated by California, coming back with IUP scoring 21 straight points to end the first half.
And California, if they can really shut down IUP on this first drive of the second half, that could really change the landscape of the game as we know it, honestly, because California, as you saw on their screen there, that play got into Lenny Williams Jr.'s head, and now, as you said, Dylan, as well, they're leaning towards more of the rushing game. So Aaron Terry with that big interception, but him coming off the field allows IUP to really take advantage of that mismatch in the right side of that corner of the end zone. It allows them to go up big. But, also there, Michael Keir throwing an interception, just bouncing right off that line of scrimmage. You can't really fault him for that.
That was definitely a big play, though, for IUP. They didn't get this touchdown right here.
That's exactly what I was talking about, the matchup they're taking advantage of. And, that play right there, Lenny Williams giving it over to Allen Wright, and Allen Wright just finding his blockers all the way down the field. We're getting ready to begin this third quarter of action for California. But, both of these teams, as I said before, California started off quick, and then IUP just had all of the answers on defense and on offense, taking advantage. That's really what this Cold Bowl is all about, taking advantage of the opportunities that you're presented with. As William Brazil kicks it deep into the end zone now. Looks like they're just going to need this one, so IUP will start their drive at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, as I was saying, though, this is California's top quarter, this third quarter on the season so far. And for IUP, this is their worst quarter during their games so far this season. So we've seen tale of two quarters in the first half, and then coming down to this one where this is California's best quarter and IUP's worst on the season. So one of the teams have to get an advantage here.
Yeah, and head coach Gary Dunn has to realize that as well. And, honestly, I'm just going to keep saying take advantage of every single opportunity. Michael Keir just trying to find his targets. Now we're going to get IUP started, and Lenny Williams going to fake that give to Samir Bullock, and actually he's going to give it to him, and he's going to pick up about a gain of 4 on the play.
Yeah, Bullock had 33 yards in the first half, where he's a guy that's been getting over 200 yards a game sometimes, and he just got stopped. He's been held in check so far, as Lenny Williams Jr. has really been getting the guy that's been getting it going on their ground so far.
Now Lenny Williams Jr. still in that shotgun set with Chris Temple to his left now, and they're going to give to Chris Temple. Chris Temple is going to be met by a host of California defenders. Just get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, California's really done a good job stopping the running backs from running. Like we've been saying, this dual threat's really been stopping them, and you can see the interior of the line and Cam Tarver there coming off the edge and able to make a big hit there. But a third down and long, here for IUP, and penalties really hurt California's defense on third down in the first half.
In the first third down of this second half in the third quarter, as you said, Dylan, along, it's actually going to be a 3rd and 6, ball from the 29-yard line. So IUP trying to get something started, and California just trying to have all the answers for that. And as IUP shows a rush, they're going to get in there, but Lenny Williams Jr. is just going to navigate through and try to reach forward, and he's not going to pick up that first down on the play.
Again there, California had him corralled, and he almost picked up the first down there on his legs, just showing his athletic ability. We talked about Gary Brown so much in his athletic ability, but Lenny Williams Jr. definitely showing that he has some for himself there.
Definitely, and that's what I said. If California could stop the defense for IUP, and actually the defense is going to come back out onto the field as they're going to try a risky 4th down conversion. Now 4th and 2, you got to think in this situation, they're going to go with a run, whether it be with Lenny Williams Jr. or not, as IUP now is forced to take a timeout. So very interesting, as everybody on the return team, the punting team for California, just all in their helmets. The defense needs to come back out onto the field.
Yeah, it looks like IUP may have been trying to pull a fast one there. It's interesting, though, that they would choose to use a timeout here. But, I mean, when you use a timeout this early into the second half, that could really hurt you later on. But California's defense was really ready for that one. They were ready to make the stop there.
And as you said, timeouts play a huge part, as California found that to be true whenever they were facing, they needed to put points up on the board with under a minute left in that second quarter. But now we're going to see California's punting team come back out onto the field. So Gary Brown back to receive, and they are going to punt it away as IUP.
A very heads-up play there by California's defense.
So we're going to see now where California will get possession of the ball, and it's going to be over actually to Aaron Terry. Aaron Terry trying to make something happen upfield, as that short punt allowed him to get the ball, and it's going to be brought out just short of the 45-yard line at the 44-yard line.
It looked like a shove there late. They let that one go, but they're going to usually call that 9 times out of 10. And here's our Twitter here, at CUTV_PA. Check us out on there for behind-the-scenes look at all of our stuff, and we post all of our YouTube links and everything we post on YouTube. We put it through the Twitter page, so if you want to keep up with everything CUTV, follow our Twitter page there.
Something we like to do, as well as you also mentioned the YouTube page. Everybody back home watching, or even people on campus that couldn't get to games, they can watch the replay of the games on Twitter as well as on YouTube. Now Michael Kier moves Ryan McCauley next to him in the shotgun set. They're going to give the ball off to his running back, Nick Grissom, and he's going to push forward, about a gain of 4 on the play.
We saw Nick Grissom have tons of room to run early on, and at the end of that first half, really, IUP's defense has been shutting him down. As we look at replay here, usually earlier on in the game, he would have had a hole there that he could have hit. And nice job keeping his legs moving, but not the greens we saw him picking up in the first quarter.
Now Nick Grissom totaling 66 yards on the play, or on the game, excuse me. Now Michael Kier in the shotgun set with Grissom to his right. He's going to drop back in the pocket looking to throw. Finding over on that right side, Gary Brown, something that we don't say very often. The pass is incomplete. His intended receiver was Gary Brown.
Yeah, he might be a little frustrated. Only 35 yards, 3 catches for 35 yards in the first half, but unable to bring that one in. That would have been a big first down pickup. Just looked like he put his head down to look where his feet were on the out-of-bounds line and just dropped that one.
See that a lot with wide receivers streaking down the field. They're looking forward before bringing in the catch, and right there he was looking down to make sure his feet were in before he pulled in that catch. But now California facing a 3rd and 6 from their own 48-yard line. 12 minutes and 9 seconds left in the third quarter. Michael Kier is going to drop back in the pocket looking to throw yet again, and IUP showing a blitz. Michael Kier getting out to his left. Michael Kier is going to pick up the first down here. So Michael Kier, a name we don't call really in the rushing department, it picked up a first down here and already had a touchdown in this game.
Yeah, huge play there. Looked like IUP had him wrapped up in the backfield there. Free unmanned block there, and Michael Kier is able to pick up the first down. Big play there by Michael Kier.
staying on his feet even. Looked like he was, as you said, going to be dragged down, but staying tough. That Philly strong, as Dylan alluded to earlier. In the shotgun set now, trying to draw IUP offside, and it doesn't work. So now calling a play call. 5 seconds left on the play clock. Kier's going to give it to Nick Grissom. Nick Grissom finding some space upfield, using his blockers. Pick up 3 on the play.
Nick Grissom really showing he's the lead back here. They're going to look to him to really carry them here in the second half. But just methodically working their way down the field. This is a big drive for California.
Definitely is taking advantage. That should be a key to victory. Taking advantage of opportunities, definitely for both sides, is something that they're going to need to do. And Michael Kier on that last play to pick up the first down, and now he's drops back in the pocket to throw this time, checking down his receivers and going to throw it over to Nick Grissom. Those checkdowns sometimes could pay huge dividends, as right there he's now much more manageable 3rd and 1.
And Michael Kier showing a lot of intelligence here on this drive with the scramble there and able to find none of his options downfield were open, able to check it down. We haven't seen that a lot in times past from California, able to find the back, his check down back, but a big play there setting up a 3rd down and short.
You can almost see him going through his progressions, just trying to see moving left to right and then finding Nick Grissom over there, and now 3rd and 1, ball's on the 32-yard line. Gary Brown moving across his set, and they're going to give it to Nick Grissom. He's trying to pick up that first down. Receiver there, mark this one. It looks like they're going to give him the first down. They're shying more to the 30-yard line, and they're going to give him the first down on that play.
You can see at the end of this replay, lunged out. That might have been what it took to pick up the first down. Great heads-up play there by Nick Grissom.
So now California moves the chains. Ball's at the 31-yard line. Mark at the 30, excuse me. So Michael Kier now in the pistol set with Nick Grissom behind him. Ryan McCauley now going to Kier's left. They're going to give the ball to Nick Grissom. Nick Grissom using his blockers down the field. He's going to reach forward, try to pick up that first down. Was Nick Grissom.
And this is really reminiscent of the first quarter here. Nick Grissom able to find some holes in the defense and pick up some yards on the ground here. Great job by Nick Grissom here, coming back after a kind of a down second quarter, coming back now almost 80 yards now on the ground.
Great use of his blocking there on that play. Grissom, as you said, just trying to find some space upfield. Now Michael Kier in the shotgun set with Grissom to his left. It's going to be Tom Green now moving across the set. Designed run to the right now. He's going to push forward and pick up the first down. There's Nick Grissom.
Yeah, this drive really cutting off some clock here. Really working their way methodically. Again, I keep saying that, but that's what it looks like out there. They're just working their play-by-play, working their way downfield.
Seems like on first down, they're going for a big play that picks up a chunk of yards, a good chunk of yards. Definitely when you want to see pick up big yards on that first play, allows you to have options on second down. And now Michael Kier has some fresh downs to work with. The ball's at the 18-yard line. 8:40 left. Now Luke Samori in motion. They're going to give the ball off to Nick Grissom yet again, kind of shying away from a blocker, picking up about 5 yards in the game.
Yeah, early on in the season, we've seen California use different backs, but Nick Grissom really caught the coach's eye, and definitely the guy that they're leaning to now with the ball in his hands, really trusting him. A leader on this team that had to sit out last year due to injury, and great to see him back, and great to see him having a great job this game.
Yeah, I think maybe he's showing progression in practice and getting, as you said, the looks from head coach Gary Dunn, allowing him to play on game day. Now Michael Kier is going to give the ball to Nick Grissom yet again, using his blockers very well, and going to pick up now. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 1 opportunity.
A big third down here again. It'd be big to put up another touchdown if you're California's offense. But again, here on replay, a nice tackle there by the IUP defense. Couldn't quite catch who that was, but brought him down just shy of the first down.
Now Michael Kier facing a 3rd and 1. Ball's at the 9-yard line now, so see if they can convert here as Ryan McCauley moves across to Kier's left. They're going to give it to Nick Grissom yet again, and looks like he's going to pick up the first down as he reaches forward yet again.
And here California really picking up their tempo here, ready to run a next play, but a beautiful spin move at the end of this run. Nick Grissom able to pick up the first down on that spin move. But here we go.
So now it's 1st and goal. Nick Grissom gets the give and be brought down as there's a flag on the play. It looks like it's going to be a face mask. So California might get another fresh set of downs.
We get a flag on the
You
play.
can't get your hands anywhere near that face mask. It looked like the IUP defender did right there.
Holding. Offense. Number 54. 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
Definitely an interesting call. Dylan and I both saw the same thing. However, they call it holding on California, so they're pushed back yet again. Unsure of exactly who it was on.
They called it on 54 there, but he wasn't really blocking anyone. That's big flag there.
Definitely a swing of momentum. You definitely want to see California execute in this position.
A big penalty, though, setting them back near the 20-yard line.
Ball's on the 18 now. 1st and 17. 1st and goal from the 18-yard line, excuse me. Kier now dropping back to throw, staying in that pocket, throws over, and it's going to be picked off at the goal line. And now California had an opportunity to really get into the end zone. His intended receiver there was Tom Green, but just a little bit high, and that allows IUP to jump in front of that one.
Yeah, Steve Franco with a beautiful interception there. Michael Kier just laid across the middle, and in the red zone, those defensive backs are going to be right around your receivers across the middle, and just read Michael Kier's eyes. He never looked off the receiver there, and he beat the cornerback, but he didn't have the safety accounted for on that play. Huge momentum shift after California really had that drive going for a touchdown. That's a big drive killer right there.
Yeah, and they were piecing that drive together as best as they could, and you got to think that maybe that penalty really shook their confidence, and Kier just trying to make an ill-advised play, but now IUP coming back out onto the field with Lenny Williams Jr. running the ball, and he's going to push forward for a gain of 4 on the play.
Yeah, we haven't seen Michael Kier make too many mistakes like that so far in the season. He's really been a level-headed guy that hasn't made those type of mistakes, but he did right there, and that could cost him big.
IUP getting ready to get started yet again. Now they're going to give the ball off to Chris Temple, and he's going to push forward 1 yard short. So now it's another 3rd down and 1 for IUP.
Again, right up the middle there was Temple. Almost picked up the first down, but look for IUP to try to drop California's defense offside like we saw a lot in the first half.
It's now a 3rd down, and they're getting started yet again. And a big push from IUP. He's trying to push forward and pick up that first down, and they're going to give him the first down here.
Yeah, just a tight call there, and he was able to get some push from the rest of his offensive line and able to pick up the first down here for IUP.
Ball is just about the 35-yard line for IUP. Seem to be running the ball very often on this drive as Lenny Williams drop backs to throw. Has no space, and the pocket is collapsing on him, and California getting in the backfield and bringing him down. Big play there from California.
Yeah, Cameron Tarver, there is a flag on the play. That could really hurt California if it's on them, but again, nice job spying the quarterback there and able to bring him down.
So with the call on the field is here.
Possibly against California here.
Personal foul. Hands to the face. 60 to defense. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Say illegal hands to the face. So unfortunately now California giving IUP some free yards.
Yeah, definitely a couple big, the interception and now that penalty really hurting this California team.
As you said, you really have to limit those penalties, and starting this second half of action, California really needs to keep their head on straight. Now Lenny Williams Jr. is going to fake the give to his wide receiver and throw it in the middle of the field over to Allen Wright. Allen Wright trying to make some space over there, but a big tackle is Aaron Terry.
Yeah, definitely, but a huge pickup through the air there, almost into the red zone there for Lenny Williams Jr. You have to respect his running ability, so kind of caught the defense there trying to look for the quarterback to run and able to pick up a big play through the air.
California really needs to stay tough on defense to not allow anything bad to happen, as now there's 4 minutes and 40 seconds left in this third quarter, and California just trying to show some blitz there and gets to Lenny Williams as he underthrows his receiver there.
Yeah, we've seen the defense really make some key turnovers here in the third quarter so far in the season. So if they could pick up one now, that could be huge for them. But again, for this IUP offense, if they're able to get 6 in here after the turnover from California, that really gives them, again, you're saying momentum shifts all game. That could give them a lot of momentum.
The defense has shifted around as number 18, JoJo Goss, is now covered by Vondell Bell. Now Aaron Terry, excuse me. So trying to make some changes as Lenny Williams now moves across the 15-yard line to about the 13. So Lenny Williams picking up another first down for IUP.
Yeah, a little speed option play there to the right, and really just showing his strength on the ground and through the air. Just the prototype dual threat quarterback.
Lenny Williams getting started yet again, giving the ball this time to Chris Temple as he's trying to push forward for a gain of about 4 on the play.
And you have a quarterback that can run like Lenny Williams can. It opens up holes through the middle on these option plays for the running back, because you have to respect the quarterback's running ability. So it kind of opens things up in the middle, as that we've seen their ground attack able to get them going here in the third quarter.
Now California trying to stay tough on a 2nd and 5 from their own 9-yard line. And Lenny Williams Jr. is going to keep this around the right, trying to push forward. There's a flag on the field, however, so we're going to see what this call is. They're going to say a touchdown on the field, however, we're going to see this one come back.
Penalty, still third down.
And there is a holding on IUP, so pushing them back. And, you know, California got stopped on that last drive and with a penalty, and that resulted in Michael Keir throwing an interception. Now we're going to see if that momentum swing can do the same for IUP.
Again, couldn't quite tell where the holding was. Looked like it possibly in the middle of the play there, but definitely hurt their drive.
Looked like that was on 84. Kevin Edwards around that right side. He was holding just inside, holding on the jersey of a California defender. Now it's a 2nd and 15. Ball on the 19-yard line. Lenny Williams Jr., that hard count, almost drew a California defender off sides, but now thrown back for a loss of 1 on the play.
Yeah, big play there. They didn't quite jump off sides, and not enough to draw the flag from the official there, but nice job containing Lenny Williams Jr. there was Blair for this California defense.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. You know, if you're California, you're that guy that almost jumped off sides. Now you have to be thinking you're at 3rd and 16 from the 20-yard line. You really do not want to jump off sides right now. You really have to stay tough and have that mentality that you're thinking about the rest of the guys around you. You really can't hurt them.
Yeah, definitely, and you want to pick up this 3rd down stop as well, or hold them to a field goal. We saw the drive the offense had last time for California, so see if this defense can make a big play here.
So now Lenny Williams Jr. is going to keep it over here, and he's going to go left. Lenny Williams Jr. now moving left, and he's going to get into the end zone. California could not answer as IUP gets on the board yet again.
Lenny Williams Jr. definitely showing he is a guy that's tough to stop on the ground and through the air, able to pick the play up. California just had no one there to stop him, and he's just too fast to elude defenders. You don't see that a lot from quarterbacks, and he's just showing his strength on the ground right now.
As you said, thanks to good defense as well. You know, nobody was really able to size him up and get a good tackle. Most of them were arm tackles. So IUP gets on the board yet again. So IUP's kick is up, and it is good on the field. So now IUP gets back on the board, 28-21. You're watching Vulcans football here on CUTV and live on CalVulcans.com.
Since 1937, the Student Association Incorporated, known as SAI, has served the Cal U student body by providing activities, programs, and services. Every enrolled student has the ability to take part in over 125 different clubs and organizations. Managing participation in every SAI activity is easy with OrgSync, a powerful tool for staying connected. Located 1 mile from campus, the SAI farm has 94 acres of meeting and recreational space. SAI, it's your student association.
welcome back into Adamson Stadium as now IUP leads 28-21. A big momentum swing after an interception near the goal line for IUP. So California really has to stay strong, and those 2 interceptions that Michael Kier has thrown today really resulted in points for California, and if he didn't throw that, this game could be in a very different outcome, as now it's a 7-point lead in order of the Crimson Hawks. So we're going to see IUP kicking the ball now to either Jimmy Wheeler or Gary Brown, and it's going to be a nice pooch kick over to Jalen Bell, and Jalen Bell's going to receive it, bring the ball out to past the 35-yard line, out to the 36-yard line.
Here's another look at the touchdown here. A 14-point turnaround here as California was about to take the lead, and now Lenny Williams Jr. comes back after the interception, scoring the touchdown on his legs. His second of the night on the ground, just showing his strength, passing and rushing so far. This is a drive that California needs to drive down and get 6 if they're looking to stay in this game.
We've seen the quarterbacks taking control of this game, as Michael Kier already has 1 running touchdown. Now Lenny Williams has 2. And, quarterbacks, this takes up a whole new meaning. Both of these teams really have the weight of the game on their shoulders, as now Michael Kier is ready his offense. Looking left, and a few defenders coming left, and he throws it over the head of Nick Grissom, almost into the hands of defensive back Michael Mackel.
Yeah, definitely close to an interception there by Michael Kier. Had to get out of the pocket due to the pressure and kind of floated that one up. A dangerous throw. Tough to complete those across the middle there. Kind of got lucky that wasn't picked off there.
Staying strong and being smart as well. Something that Michael Kier is going to try to complete in this second half of action, as there's 2 minutes and 32 seconds left in the third quarter. And now Jalen Bell moving his blockers upfield, picking up a gain of 1 on the play.
Yeah, just no room to run there for Jalen Bell. Setting up a big 3rd down and long here, 3rd down and 9. So see what this defense can do. This offense here for California. This is a big play here. See if Michael Kier can avenge that interception and pick up a big play here.
Gary Brown has been relatively quiet today, only picking up 35 yards, has not yet to tally a touchdown as well. So, we normally call often, haven't yet today much. He's working over to the left, only has a cornerback, as the safety is now moving over to his right. Michael Kier really has to realize the situation that he has. Now he's looking right, and now moving up in the pocket, shakes off 1 defender and is thrown down. IUP a huge sack there, forcing now a 4th and 10.
It definitely got to the quarterback there. Haven't seen Michael Kier sacked a lot this season, but with a tough defense like IUP, that's bound to happen. And just a nice play there by IUP's defense that they got the momentum rolling in their favor right now.
California cannot hang their heads, as their defense played strong in that first quarter even of play, as California went up big 14-0, and now that swing has resulted in IUP being up by 7. Now Ian Patterson out to punt this ball away. Sky-high punt over the lights. IUP is going to trace back and get the ball at just about the 27-yard line.
And here's a look at our YouTube page, CUTV Sports 1. To catch a recap of this game, the highlights and the game replay will be on YouTube, on our YouTube page. Also, our high school game of the weeks will be on there. After hours will be on the regular CUTV page. But again, CUTV Sports 1, the regular CUTV page, just lots of great content on there for you to view.
Yet again, a lot of people like to stay connected using our YouTube page, our Facebook, and also as Twitter, but getting back into play now is IUP, as they're coming off a score with Lenny Williams Jr. And Lenny Williams Jr. is going to keep this one and move right, and he's going to go right, pick up about a gain of 3 on the play.
This could be a big drive if IUP is able to pick up the score. See what the officials are going to tell us here.
Sideline warning, California.
Be a sideline warning on California. Maybe Gary Dunn was getting a little amped up from things that are happening on the field now. So
This defense could really use this. This whole team could use a big stop or turnover from this defense right here.
now with just about 30 seconds left in the third quarter, something has to happen quick. California is dropping back, and he throws deep, just overshoots his target as number 32 for IUP. That's going to be Chris Wessner, putting his hands up and wondering why wasn't there a flag on the play, but he simply overshot his target, could not be fast enough to really reach that ball in the air.
Yeah, it looks like some feet got tangled up right there at the end of the play where Wessner thought that he was shoved or interfered with there, but nice defense, and just Lenny Williams Jr. overshot his target right there.
It's third down.
California now facing a 3rd and 6, trying to stay tough on defense, see what they answer with, and they're showing blitz, and they're going to throw it over in the area of JoJo Goss, and he's just going to fall down on the play. So with 15 seconds left in the third quarter, the return team for California is going to come out led by Gary Brown, the return man.
Yeah, definitely a big stop there. Didn't use a lot of clock there as we're still in the third quarter here. So California should get good field position out of this punt here. So a big change of events right there.
See how California can answer this back. Now IUP is just going to punt this one deep, and Gary Brown's going to receive it, and there's going to be a flag on the play. Gary Brown now moving right and has some space upfield. It's going to be thrown out, and actually head coach Gary Dunn is going to stop him from really falling into anybody else. But there is a flag on the play.
Looks to be a block in the back. If you throw your hands up like that, as the California player did there, it kind of gives it away that you had the penalty, so the referee threw it right at him after that one.
Illegal block in the back. Return team. 10-yard penalty. First down.
And right there, you saw that it is a tough call there. Just you have to get your head in front, and he didn't quite do that. And he raised his hands there, saying, "I didn't commit the penalty," as they do on the close plays there. Kind of gave it away to the official.
California now would have had pretty good starting field position. Now the ball is at the 15-yard line with 1 second left in this third quarter. So by the last play of the third quarter, as Michael Keir now gets set, gets the play, and he's going to give it over to Nick Grissom. Nick Grissom making some moves upfield, and he's going to pick up a gain of 2. That is going to be the end of the third quarter as IUP is up 28-21. We're going to go to commercial break now. So you're watching Vulcans football here on CUTV and live on CalVulcans.com.
CUTV's high school football game of the week. Springdale at Jeff Morgan. Avella at California. Bell Vernon at Ringgold. Greensburg Central Catholic at Charleroi. Waynesburg at Southmoreland. Baldwin at Connellsville. Beth Center at Brownsville. Fraser at Bentworth. Bishop Canavan at Carmichael. The longest running high school coverage in southwestern PA is on CUTV.
Hello and welcome back into Adamson Stadium. Is now California in a position where they have to put some points up on the board as the fourth quarter is underway. They have a 2nd and 7 with the ball on the 18-yard line. And you know, Dylan, in this situation, you got to really muster up a big play. Score quick, have your defense play a great game, play a good drive, stop IUP from getting any progress, all led by quarterback Lenny Williams Jr. Michael Keir now 11 for 25 today thus far with 150 yards and a touchdown. and he's going to drop back in the pocket, and he's looking to throw now. IUP's defense is going to get to him. He's going to spin out of that, staying on his feet somehow, and he's going to keep on his feet, getting back to maybe about a gain or a loss of 2, excuse me. So could have turned a sack, but he picked up some good yards.
Yeah, definitely eluded many defenders on that play, able to get out of the pocket and just keep his feet moving, but that sets up a 3rd down and long again here, and if you're California, you're really going to need to pick up this one.
I think a 3rd and 9 opportunity that you don't want to see go to waste. California now readying their offense in the shotgun set with Jalen Bell to his left. He's going to drop back to throw yet again. Pocket is still collapsing. And he has a receiver down the field, and it's going to be Gary Brown. He's going to bring that one in, and that's going to pick up a 1st down for California.
Huge catch there by Gary Brown. Hasn't gotten his number called a lot tonight as IUP has really shut him down. But again, Michael Keir eluding pressure and getting out of the pocket and throwing a tough ball there, and Gary Brown was able to complete that catch. Huge catch there by Gary Brown.
John Franklin III is out there for California. He was used as a blocker earlier on in this contest, so we're going to see what he is going to be utilized as now with Ryan McCauley and Franklin on either side of Michael Keir. And they're going to give the ball to Jalen Bell. Jalen Bell finding some space upfield, spinning away from a defender. Pick up a few yards there, call it a gain of 5 yards.
Yeah, nice run there by Jalen Bell, using his blockers well here and using his patience well. Defense over pursued there, and Jalen Bell was able to burst up and pick up a nice gain on the play.
Now with 13 minutes and just about 10 seconds left, California drawing IUP, off sides. So California picking up some free yards. See here what the referees call on the field as California starts clapping. So
offsides. Defense. Result of play. 1st down.
it's going to be a offsides on IUP. So move the chains now. It's California getting some free yards, taking advantage of the opportunity.
1st and 10 from the
Definitely.
41.
If you're California, you want to get the ball to Gary Brown here in space. You need a big play, and he's your big play guy.
Michael Keir looking over to his quarterback team, I guess, on the sidelines. Team you were a part of last year, Dylan, so you know the calls that he's calling out on the field is Michael Keir now dropping to throw, and he's going to throw it deep over to Gary Brown. Gary Brown now up, and there's going to be a flag on the play.
Possibly on Gary Brown as he pushed the defensive back off from making the catch as that ball was underthrown there by Michael Keir to Gary Brown, but a smart heads-up play there by Gary Brown.
See what the call on the field is, and
offensive pass interference, number 9. Still 1st down.
Will be pass interference on Gary Brown. Throwing deep, staying in the pocket. And as you said, Dylan, you know, heads up play there from Gary Brown. Just trying to not allow him to make that catch. However, now pushing them back yet again. Now, 1st and 25 now for California. They're trying to do an explosive play down the field, and they could not. But Gary Brown heads up play, not allowing that interception from occurring. So now there's a stoppage of play on the field. Just a spot of the ball. I guess they spotted him just 1 yard back. So California picking up a yard.
Yeah, definitely they could use it. It's a big play here. Smart play by Gary Brown, though. You want to take the penalty besides for a turnover there.
Ball's on the 26-yard line. Michael Keir gets the ball, and he's going to throw it over to Tom Green. Tom Green making a play upfield. Pick up some good yards there on that one. So now it's going to bring up a much more manageable 2nd and 8.
Yeah, definitely a nice job there by Tom Green, able to pick that one up. Huge pickup there for the Vulcans offense.
2nd and 8, ball on the 44-yard line. Michael Keir now, he's staying in that pocket, but the pocket continues to collapse, it seems like. Earlier on in this contest, he had a much stronger pocket he could really work with. Just utilizing Tom Green on that play, and Michael Keir pointing out some defenders yet again as IUP is showing blitz. And Michael Keir throwing over to Tom Green yet again. Tom Green finding some space now, picking up the first down and more. So utilizing his receivers out there now is Michael Keir.
Tom Green looks to be a little shaken up on that play, though. Could be a big loss for this Vulcans offense. But again, able to make the defender miss there from IUP and picking up a nice play. Maybe banged up his knee there at the end of that play.
Hopefully not. You definitely do not want to see that in this situation, in any situation, obviously. But this situation, California really needs to just get back into this contest. And on your screen there, you see the California schedule. This is really a huge game for IUP and as well as California, as now California has to take on Clarion, Gannon, Mercyhurst, Edinboro, and East Stroudsburg pending PSAC championships. So we'll see, this is basically their season. California really needs to execute on all cylinders.
Yeah, the winner of this game really controls their own destiny. I know it's early on in the season, but whoever wins this game really controls their own destiny, as both teams had the bye week in week 1, really hoping they can get that final game in the PSAC championship. But again, IUP does have a tough 2-game stretch here at California, and then they get Slippery Rock at home. So it could be a big 2-game stretch for them as well.
Yeah, definitely. Just because California beat Slippery Rock by that big margin, doubling their score, Slippery Rock was not a bad team. They were showing some hope with Shamar Green, although he came out of that contest injured. So, it could really be definitely interesting, as you said, Dylan, with this tough 2-game stretch.
Yeah, definitely. If you're this California offense, though, you need to get the ball in here, switch up momentum. We know that California's offense can strike fast, so but still they need to get a touchdown here.
So now California with 11 minutes and 30 seconds left. Ball is on IUP's 42-yard line, and Michael Keir staying in the pocket, throwing over. That's going to be to Jordan Dandridge, and he's going to push forward and pick up another first down for California.
Yeah, Jordan Dandridge, we know Tom Green just got hurt on the last play, but Jordan Dandridge is the same type of receiver, really a possession receiver where you can throw the ball to him. He's going to pick up. He's not the fastest guy in the world, most elusive, but he's going to pick up a nice catch every time you throw the ball to him.
Now with Gary Brown, Luke Smory, and Jordan Dandridge out there for receivers. Ryan McCauley moving across the set right next to Michael Keir, and he's trying to draw IUP off yet again. Michael Keir getting the play call from his sidelines, and another first down, ball on the 27-yard line this time. Dropping back yet again. He's going to throw it deep over to Jordan Dandridge, just putting his hands up, and that defender did not look back. That's an interesting no call. If you're a defender, you have to really look back at the quarterback and put your hands up. But that one just led Jordan Dandridge out of bounds.
Looked like he may have had the play open in the flat, but he was late seeing it. And then, yeah, like you're saying, it just looked like some tight coverage there. Tough to get that one in, but big second down here for this Vulcans offense.
Definitely going through your progressions. You might see some guys open, but always hindsight is 20/20. You look back, you really make some changes for next play. Now California faces a 2nd and 10, still on the 27-yard line. Keir gets the ball and throws it over to Gary Brown, and he cannot make that catch there, just out of the reach.
Yeah, big play there. That could have been a huge play as Tom Green's coming back on the field. He wants to be a part of this rivalry game, but just a little high again and just out of the reach of Gary Brown there. But a big third down here.
Big third down, as you said, as the band is getting into this contest as well. 10 minutes and 41 seconds left. Michael Keir trying to execute another play to get that defense off sides. Taking advantage of every opportunity on the field is Michael Keir, and Gary Brown facing off against number 1, Mikhail Mackel, over on that left side. And Keir is going to look over to him. Keir is now moving out. He's going to throw across his body over in the area of Luke Smory, but it's tough as a quarterback. When you throw across your body, you use a lot of your power.
Yeah, definitely. That was a tough one there, and looks like they may be going for this one. big fourth down play here, as you see on replay. Just tough for Michael Keir to be able to complete that one.
Jordan Dandridge is coming back onto the field as he switches off with Paul Butler. Now a quarterback that can make those acrobatic catches, and almost had one there on that last play, but we're going to see what they can do here on this fourth down. Ball at the 27-yard line still. Big fourth quarter here for both sides. They call a timeout now with Gary Dunn, excuse me.
Yeah, they recognize the significance of this play here is you really need it if you're California's offense and team right now, being down 28-21. It's one touchdown lead right now, but as we've seen from Lenny Williams Jr. now, over 100 yards on the ground himself. So if IUP is able to get this stop right here, then they could take this on into the rest of the game.
Take a look at some highlights here, and Dylan, break this one down.
Yeah, this is the biggest play of the second half so far that really California was driving to take the lead here right after halftime, but a late throw right across the middle of the field and really cost them big. And then Lenny Williams Jr., as we said, 107 yards rushing so far in this game. It's really been his game. He's taken control. 107 on the ground, 162 through the air, 1 touchdown passing and 2 rushing. So it's really been Lenny Williams Jr.'s game so far. But again, Michael Keir can really make a name for himself picking up this fourth down right here.
Michael Keir now completing 15 of 32 today. 212 yards, 1 touchdown. See if he can double that stat right there and pick up another touchdown on this play. So there's a penalty on the field. Looks like that's going to be on Tom Green.
Number 8 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still fourth down.
A big penalty again. Just biting California at the wrong times here.
Now a 4th and 15 for California, so it doesn't really change much. It's just as pivotal as it was before the penalty. Pushed back just a little bit though. Both fans getting into this.
Play the game right here.
Michael Keir dropping back in the pocket, stepping up rather, throws it deep over to Luke Smore. He's going to pick it up, the first down. California, big play, as you said, Dylan. Big play there.
Yeah, definitely. Michael Keir, he really got lucky on that one. That's a dangerous throw there, lofting it across the middle of the field, but he was able to find his man, somehow threading it through the defense, and Luke Smore, he's wanted that ball and got it right there.
You can hear the excitement in both of our voices. That was a big pivotal play there. So now with 10 minutes and 10 seconds left in this fourth quarter, fresh set of downs, and now Jalen Bell has the ball for California, trying to push forward, gets out to the 5-yard line, so a gain of 5 on the play.
Yeah, if you're California, man, did you need that play right there. But again, they're back on the ground here inside the red zone. They need to pick up the score here, as they had 1st and goal last time and got backed up and through the interception. So they need to get on the board here for sure, especially after that big play. They have the momentum right now briefly. If they can pick up the score, then they'll really have it.
Now California out there with Luke Smore next to Keir, and Tom Green and Gary Brown out to Keir's left, and Jordan Dandridge out to his right. Keir gets the ball and he's looking left, moving right. He has open field in front of him, and Michael Keir is going to get into the end zone for his 2nd touchdown of the day.
Big play there by Michael Keir. The throw across the middle of the field there to pick up that 4th down. 4th down and extremely long, and then picking up the touchdown on the ground here. You see, he had time, but he saw the opening as it opened up on the right side of the field, and Michael Keir, not the fastest guy in the world, but he had enough for that one to get that one in, and pinning an extra point here could tie this one up.
I'm looking down at the sidelines. You know, Brennan Edwards, he's getting into this one, although he's not playing today, jumping up and down, getting all of his teammates involved in this one, and William Brazil back out onto the field, puts this one up and through. So California, huge play there by Michael Keir, new and improved quarterback for California. So the score is tied at 28. You're watching Vulcans football here on CUTV and live on CalVulcans.com.
CUTV News Center is California University of Pennsylvania's award-winning student television newscast. Your source for live, local, late-breaking news. Forecast from the CalU Weather Center. The region's latest entertainment news. Vulcan sports highlights and regional scoreboards with television news coverage you can't get anywhere else. Watch it live Thursdays on CUTV and on demand. CUTV News Center, online all the time.
Hello and welcome back into Adamson Stadium as California there with the legs of Michael Keir, name we don't really call much today, although he has 2 touchdowns already, tying this one up at 28. So now California giving IUP the ball back, trying to make something happen on defense. IUP getting the ball and bringing it out to just about the 25-yard line. And California, they have confidence, they have momentum going into this one, into the defensive possession now. Seeing if they can get this ball back, because if they can get the ball back, that would be huge.
Yeah, this whole team's amped up right now. The momentum is definitely in their favor after that 4th down completion. But Michael Keir here saw a little hole in the defense as they didn't have anybody accounted for him, and he's able to stretch across to pick up that touchdown. But this defense definitely is excited, and they really thrive off momentum and energy, and they have a lot of it right now. See if they can make a big stop and slow down Lenny Williams.
Lenny Williams now coming back out onto the field, and he's going to give it to his running back. It's going to be Chris Temple on that one, and California just trying to bring him down, picking up yards after that first hit. We're going to see where they mark this one, just about a yard short.
Close to our first down. It does appear to be a first down, but a nice hard run there by Chris Temple. Really not a guy coming in this game that's had a lot of yards on the season, but having a nice day on the ground.
And Chris Temple, actually no, Lenny Williams Jr. is going to get the give on this one. California just trying to lock down on him and cannot, as he picks up another first down for IUP. And, you know, California cannot let this happen. They just picked up a nice touchdown, and now they're giving the momentum right back to IUP.
Yeah, these corners are just, they're not keeping containment, and usually they can recover and bring down a quarterback late like that, but not Lenny Williams Jr. He's one of the quickest guys you'll see out here at the quarterback position.
It's tough because then they also can give the ball over to Chris Temple, and Chris Temple can make them pay, as now Lenny Williams Jr. cannot handle the snap, bringing him down for about getting back to the line of scrimmage.
And that would have been big if he fumbled that snap, little bobble there. Take a look at that at replay there. Just bobbled the snap and just nothing going after that. But you got to contain Lenny Williams Jr. here. You know that IUP is going to send this game through him, their leader on offense, and see if what he can do here.
Also, you have to give props to Jawan Turner on that one. He really just hugged Lenny Williams Jr.'s leg and just brought him down. So good senior move there from the lineman. See now Lenny Williams Jr. is going to go out to the right, and they're going to get some push from his offensive line, and he's going to pick up about a gain of 4 on the play. So Lenny Williams Jr., though,
he got hit very hard late, and he appears to be down after. That could be a huge loss for IUP. That's their guy there, and he got hit, see here, late, really hard by Brendan Edwards, and it just got sandwiched in. But you see California definitely showing some respect here from the star player for IUP taking a knee. They realize how important he is to this IUP team.
Hopefully he's okay, being that, you know, last week we saw Shamar Green go down, and California just taking advantage of that. But, you know, really you never like to see a player go down. We're going to take another look at this PSAC schedule. A lot of interconference play, a lot of East and West action happening last week, and this week staying in the East. But, you know, this IUP and Cal game, you know, it's really the game that everybody's really looking at. You know, this is, I'm going to say it again like the last time, you know, this is the game that both of these teams have been looking forward to all season, even looking forward to last season when both of these teams played and Cal took that loss. You know, they were really looking forward to improving to next year.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, all the other teams in the PSAC, their games are over with now. Their eyes are on this game because everybody's looking up at them. They're the top 2 teams in the PSAC West. So it's coming down to the wire here, but here are the second half highlights. We saw the interception that really gave IUP tons of momentum, and Lenny Williams Jr., who's injured right now, and you hate to see that from a guy as talented as Lenny Williams Jr., and you really hope the best for him because you love to see talent like him. He's one of the talented players we've seen so far this season. Besides for Gary Brown, there hasn't been anybody else up until now with Lenny Williams Jr. just showing the talent. And this California team's respecting them by kneeling for him and showing him a lot of respect that he has well deserved that so far in this game.
And Brendan Blair on that one, as you said, he delivered that hit. We're going to see this hit here.
It was a clean hit, it appears. Yeah, definitely. He led with his shoulder there, just hit him right in the back. Yeah, that may have been it. A player came in late and kind of kneed him in the helmet there at the end of the play. That may have been what's shaking him up, but he's needed some help off the field. Definitely not looking good for Lenny Williams Jr.
But also I have to mention that Brendan Blair, the guy that you said made that big hit, he was really punishing himself. He was upset that he made that hit, but you definitely in this situation now, California take advantage of their star quarterback. He's out now. What are they going to do now for IUP?
And definitely, Cal's going to have to take advantage of this. It's an unfortunate loss for IUP, but it could be big if California's able to take advantage of this.
3rd and 6 now as IUP readies and see these flags on the field. It'll be interesting to see who it's called on, as both teams, it looked like, moved before the ball was snapped, and it looks like they're going to call a false start here.
False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
That's so deflating if you're this IUP team. Losing a key guy like that, it kind of leaves everybody shell-shocked for a while, especially your leader on offense there in Lenny Williams Jr. Everybody was just kind of in the daze for a little bit. They're like, oh, man, what do we got to do? Really look for some of their leaders, possibly through the ground here, to really take control of this team and really show their leadership and carry them to a victory here.
And Chris Temple out on the field for IUP, a guy they've really looked to for big, tough runs, now facing a 3rd and 11.
We haven't really seen Samir Bullock today so far.
And now quarterback for IUP is just going to throw it, underthrow his receiver there. It's number 13. That's going to be Mike Petropola for IUP. And now California coming back onto the field. This is a great opportunity. They can really momentum swing. That's always what we're going to say. It's momentum swing. And now with 6 minutes and 50 seconds left, if they can get a touchdown here, really put the heat on IUP.
Yeah, definitely. This is crunch time in this game right now. So after this punt here, look for Cal to really try to take control of this game.
Gary Brown and Aaron Terry back to receive this punt. Gary Brown is going to get this one at just about the 5, and he's going to try to get out of a bad territory here, and Gary Brown's just going to fall down at the 5-yard line. So in that situation, you really just let that one bounce into the end zone. He thought that he maybe had a little bit more space back there than he actually did, as he saw the end zone and realized, oh, geez, I got to get out of here.
Yeah, definitely. That punt really carried on. They teach you once you get to the 5-yard line to just let it go, don't catch it. But that punt really carried at the end. There's not much wind going on the field, but tough for him to make that play there. But again, that sets them back at the 5-yard line, so they have 95 yards to go here if they're wanting to put some points on the board.
And if any team can do it, it is California with their big play potential out on that field. But in this situation now, you got to think they're just going to get some space for their offense to get started with a few rushes on 1st and maybe even 2nd down, just trying to pick up some yards if at all possible. And they're going to give it to Jalen Bell, and Jalen Bell is going to try to push up field. Actually, Nick Grissom to pick up a gain of 1 on the play.
Definitely gave them a little bit of space here, but you have momentum, and you're going to have to take advantage of it on this drive. If you can't pick up a 1st down here, you're going to give IUP some great field position. They can use some clock and possibly kick a field goal. So you're really going to need to get the ball out of this bad territory right here.
So now California and Luke Smorey, Gary Brown and Paul Butler coming back out onto the field. So obvious passing situation here as our big play guys come back out onto the field. Tom Green to Michael Keir's right. They're going to pass it over to Gary Brown. Gary Brown making some space upfield, stiff-arming one of his defenders, making some moves upfield now across the 35-yard line to the 36. Gary Brown, that is what they need to do. Get the ball in Gary Brown's hands.
Like we've said all night, he is the spark for this Vulcans offense, and get the ball and hit. That's a great cornerback there for IUP, and Gary Brown just able to stiff arm him away. That's the big play we've been waiting for Gary Brown, and he just made it happen right there.
Looking forward to see what California can do now, as that puts Gary Brown as the leading receiver for California with 5 receptions and 79 yards on the game. So we're going to see now if Michael Kier can continue to hit on all cylinders with 5 minutes and 20 seconds left in this contest. Gary Brown now moving across the set. They're going to give the ball to Jalen Bell. Jalen Bell finds some pressure up front. That's going to be Nick Grissom, and Nick Grissom finding some resistance up front, then bouncing it out left and picking up some much-needed yards.
And that puts him over 100 yards rushing on the day. Nick Grissom showing his strength now in this game, able to pop that one outside and make a nice juke move, juke 55 right out of his shoes there, and California hitting on all cylinders right now.
4 minutes and 45 seconds left. You really hope that they can continue this. They're doing a great job marching right down the field, now starting their drive at the 5-yard line. Now we're going to see California making an audible at the set. Looked like his first receiver was Gary Brown, and he's just going to throw it away. It's actually going to be a flag on the play. So
a late flag. Interesting what they call. I didn't see anyone in the area, so
flag on the play.
I'm not sure what they call here. He threw the flag at no one. Maybe an eligible man downfield. I'm not sure.
Ineligible man downfield on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay.
It's going to be an eligible man downfield. So California, those penalties coming back to bite them yet again.
They definitely had it rolling there. It's just not a smart penalty there. An ineligible man downfield, you don't see that a lot. It'd be nice to have a number about who they called on that one. Linemen are usually taught they have no reason to go downfield, but not exactly sure who was downfield on that one.
That penalty has been declined. 3rd down.
Penalty is declined now.
Yeah, maybe that wasn't a loss of down that play, so that could have been 2nd down. So maybe IUP, maybe a little head game here, messing with Cal, because this is a huge 3rd down right here.
3rd and 4, right around midfield at the 42-yard line. California trying to execute now. Dylan saying they're making an audible on the field, changing things up. Michael Kier in the shotgun set, looking over to Tom Green. Tom Green's going to reach back and catch it. A great catch there from Tom Green, picking up the 1st down at right about the 50-yard line.
And you know, some people from IUP are going to be questioning that coach's decision there. That was a short 3rd down play there for Cal. He could have set him back, but a beautiful grab there by Tom Green, reaching back across his body. We've said it all year. He's a possession guy. Torrey Holt-esque, where he can just bring down balls that are just so consistent in the way he catches the ball.
You said of that nice possession receiver for California coming up big. Now with 4 minutes left in this contest. Ball at the 50-yard line. Kier's going to fake the give to his running back. Tom Green is going to get the ball this time yet again, pushing forward. There's going to be another flag on the field, though, late in that play, too.
Possibly the same thing they called last time, an eligible man downfield. Not really near anyone, so it's probably what it may be here.
Offensive pass interference. 15-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
It's been offensive pass interference. Maybe that allowed Tom Green to get some separation on that one, or maybe it was even away from the play, as I didn't see anything happen there in that replay. Maybe
it didn't even affect the play. I'm not really sure how you call that one. You can't. That's a bad call right there. That's not anywhere near the play. It doesn't affect it. It was a quick play. It was a quick pass. It was just a slant route. You can't. That's a tough call there. A couple tough calls against California, and this has been the penalty that's really set California back. This is offensive pass interference, the 3rd one on the night.
Can't get their head shaken, though. California really needs to bounce back in this situation, see if they can make something happen here. And they're going to throw it over to Gary Brown, just short of Gary Brown. Now a 2nd and 25.
They just set back. This California offense really took them out of their play. That penalties just kill this California team. If they've had some closer games earlier on this season, they could have really costed them. But 2nd down and forever here, they're going to need to get some of this yardage back.
Gary Brown, Tom Green, and Luke Smorey all to Keir's left, and Jordan Dandridge out to his right, excuse me. Nick Rissom next to him in the shotgun set. He's going to drop back in the pocket looking to throw, and he's going to throw downfield over in the area of Gary Brown. Gary Brown making a huge play there, bringing the ball in. Simultaneous possession, though, goes to the receiver, so either way, it's going to be California's ball.
Yeah, that's the... I know I don't see everybody else in the country, but if I'm judging talent, right there is the best receiver you're going to see in Division II football right there. No question about it. Look at that play. That guy deserves to be in the NFL after the season, man. I'm telling you, he is a special, special talent.
He's going to be playing on Sundays next year. Definitely the quintessential reason that a receiver goes up. And there's actually a Jordan Dandridge is coming up shaken after this play. Unsure what happened on that one.
And Michael Keir here on this play, he knows that's his guy. He knows if he gets the ball anywhere near Gary Brown, he's going to make a play. And if not, he's going to bat the ball away from the defender. And he just went up highest part of the ball. Just if you're a defensive back, there's nothing you can do in that situation. The defensive back was in perfect position. Gary Brown just able to make a spectacular catch. That's some big league stuff right there.
Momentum can change everything, as we've seen it change a lot of things tonight in terms of just putting points up on the board. And California right now, 3 minutes left in this contest, keeping IUP's offense off of the field. That's something that they're going to need to continue to do. Now moving the chains, ball's at the 28-yard line. Big play situation here for California. Michael Kieran, sort of a pistol set. Ryan McCauley to his right and Nick Grissom to his left. They're going to give to Nick Grissom. Nick Grissom's finding some space upfield. Good block there by Tom Green. Allows him to pick up a chunk of yards. About 9 yards on the play there. So Nick Grissom heads up play running that east and west.
A possible audible there by Michael Keir. A little run check. I know I was with the team in spring ball, and Keir really worked on those run checks, and it looked like that's what he did right there.
Now Gary Brown totals 116 yards on the day. A big play there. 37-yard catch there for Gary Brown. 2nd and 1, 2 minutes left. And now California taking advantage of a situation right there. The
Looks
flag
like
on the play, though.
Yep, holding there against California. Just some big penalties against them here. See what they call. Definitely in the area of holding, though.
Holding. Offense. Number 62. 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
That's going to be on Taylor Nicketzer, so California pushed back just a little bit more. It's going to be 2nd and 11. And those penalties, you can't allow those to happen, especially this late in this game, and especially when you're at the 29-yard line.
Yeah, that was a tight there. Couldn't quite see it, but the referees have the best view in the field, they say, so he was able to throw that flag there.
With 1 minute and 35 seconds left. Now, if you're California, you got to be thinking about, you pick up this 1st down. They're going to throw it over to Gary Brown. The ball is up in the air, though, and Luke Samori just tried to make a play on it. The ball fell incomplete. 1 minute and 26 seconds left.
Yeah, that was tight there. Tight there by Gary Brown. Just tried to catch that one with his body there. Just got through and hit himself in the face mask, but thankfully for California, landed safely uncatchable. But another huge 3rd down here. 3rd down and appears to be around 12 on this play. So let's see what they can do here.
Just have to question, too, say if they they can't pick this up, you know, bring in William Brazil, put some points up on the board, because if they can hold tough on their defense with this much time left, and you got to think that could ice the game out. But definitely think pick up this first down here with Nick Grissom on the ground. Nick Grissom finding some space, shedding some blockers here. Now will a 4th down. The play clock resetting now. They can bring this one under 1 minute. You think, you know, if you're putting yourself in head coach Gary Brown or even the offensive coordinator in this situation, what do? Do you go for it?
I'd run it the play clock down as far as it could go right here, and trust your kicker to make a play, as you see IUP beating them to the play and calling a timeout here.
So now with a 4th and 4, ball's on the 22-yard line, under 1 minute left. Dylan Godet, I'm ranking you up. Now you're a head coach. What do you do?
I trust William Brazil. They brought him in here for a reason, kind of an unknown guy, a transfer, you know, from the Buffalo area. I think you trust your kicker and William Brazil to make a play here. So you see him warming up out there. I know that he's a very talented kicker and a great friend of mine. So a big play here for William Brazil, and if he can boot this in, that's what kickers dream about right here.
I definitely have to think as well. Say he puts this one through. If Lenny Williams Jr. comes back onto the field, which we're still uncertain, I really haven't seen much movement on the sidelines. I really can't pick him out from the sidelines. Everybody's kind of grouped together. You know, if he comes back out, it'd be crazy.
And IUP has blocked 5 kicks so far this season. And they returned an extra point last week for 2 points last week.
Let's see here, William Brazil attempting to put this one through. Kick is up, and it is good. So California on the leg of William Brazil getting ahead in this one, 31-28. We're going to take a short break here, although I don't really think anybody wants to. You're watching.
Yeah,
we're actually going to keep it here.
Yeah,
gonna keep it here.
This is exciting. You see the crowd into it there. William Brazil with the go-ahead field goal, 55 seconds to go, and if you're California, you're excited here, and this is William Brazil. He hasn't had a kick like this in his career, a kick of this magnitude, and this is to take the lead on the number 6 team in the country with under a minute to go, man. This is exciting stuff.
Yeah, that's huge. Everybody is having fun here, and just a huge game, obviously. I mean, number 15 and number 6, and an explosive kick right there. You know, you have to think now they're up 31-28. They can really just buckle down. You know, you have to have your best defenders out on the field. You have to have your best foot forward in this one, because this could change everything.
You can't get beat deep here, and you can't let a big kickoff. Look for maybe a squib kick here, but just it's coming down. This is the Coal Bowl for you. If anybody wondered what the Coal Bowl was, these past 2 seasons have been some special football here in the PSAC West, showing that this is one of the toughest divisions in all of Division II football right here in the PSAC West.
And California now cannot get complacent as well. You know, you really have to keep your head on straight. Don't let any penalties. You know, penalties would hurt you even more now, as William Brazil will kick this one away, Kickoff coverage team will bring it out to about the 30-yard line. Just short, actually. They're going to mark it at the 27.
That was actually Gary Brown there on coverage there. I know when I came up here to a game before I came to school here, I saw Gary Brown running down on kick coverage, and he's just all across the field. You don't often see your star wide receiver wanting to be on there and kick coverage and wanting to make plays. That's stuff you love to see.
I mean, hey, why not? He can make a big play on offense. He can make a huge play on special teams, especially in this situation. We're going to see who trots out on the field in quarterback, and it's going to be number 13, Mike Petriola. So Lenny Williams Jr. is not out there for IUP. And California, if they can take advantage of this situation now, as now there's going to be no flags on the play. And Petriola is going to run out to his right, and they're going to look to get out of bounds, but he stayed inbounds.
No, they're calling him out of bounds, but definitely looked like he was inbounds. But officials, it was a tight one there. But again, nice job for him, able to get out of bounds.
They're actually going to give him a first down as well. Looked like that last little push forward, he picked that up. Everybody getting involved in this one, as Nice defense there, just throwing the ball up, and it's actually going to go out of bounds. So a big play there from California, putting some pressure on IUP. However, that would have been even bigger if he threw that inbounds.
Yeah, definitely 30 seconds left, but this crowd and this team on the sideline, I don't know if you can see it there, but they're excited over there, the California sideline. They want this defense to make a huge play here and in this one.
California having all the momentum after that huge kick from William Brazil. See there, the crowd just all amped up.
No one's sitting down right now. They know this is big-time Division II football.
So now we're going to see Petriola looking forward to getting some yardage here, and California just trying to stop him in the backfield. California just try to bring him down, try to stop him at any way possible.
Definitely, he was able, Lenny Williams-esque right there, able to squirt through everybody, eluded the defenders in the backfield. A young guy making a great play there, putting them almost in field goal range.
You know, California, their defense was pretty much like Swiss cheese on that one. They had a strong pressure up front and trying to get to the quarterback, and they could not get to him. And then he just runs down the middle of the field, and as you said, Lenny Williams-esque, now he's on the board. Now he's trying to put IUP in the driver's seat, but California really has to answer back now. California will take down Petriola in the backfield. Huge play there from California's defense.
Definitely Cameron Tarver there with the sack. A veteran guy. I know that he was at Concord in West Virginia, and he's a guy that was in the Navy. He's one of the older guys on this team. He's been through a lot, and for an older guy like that on your team, a leader to make a play like that is huge for this California defense.
As you said, huge. Now at just about 12 seconds left, you got to think in this situation, California stays tough on their defense, forces anything but positive yards from happening right now, and they can put the end to this Coal Bowl. And, you know, this has been a great game right here. You know what I mean? It's back and forth action. California taking the lead now with William Brazil. Dylan, what a game.
Yeah, definitely. Just my fifth game ever doing in the booth here. This is exciting stuff, and just not too many people get to experience something like this, and it's big on both sides. This is great Division II football here. The PSAC West showing just how strong they are, and like we were talking about before, this is the biggest game in Division II football today.
It definitely has to be in the country wide. So we're going to see now IUP coming back out onto the field with 11 seconds left. Drop it back in the pocket. Aaron Terry tried to pressure him. He's going to get it off, however, out to about the 30-yard line. He's in bounds, however, so that clock is going to run down. Now showing the end of this contest. California gets the win. What a game.
It looked like IUP is very frustrated after that one as the California team runs out on the field. It looks like he was out of bounds, and then they didn't give him the timeout that they called there. It's a crazy ending to the game there, but California wins. They knock off the number 6 team in the country. California's back, folks. That guy's a national powerhouse. This is exciting stuff here.
California is definitely back as California just pressures Petriola here. He has to throw it really quick.
Yeah, and it just they rule him he never got out of bounds there, and he blew the play, keep going, but the officials are running off the play, and some players are running after them. This is frustrating for IUP, and it's an interesting situation there. Not sure quite what's going on. This is very confusing, but nonetheless, there's the Coal Bowl right there, and just awesome stuff. Crazy ending, but California gets the win. Just great stuff there.
And the Coal Pail Trophy is coming out, and you always like to see this, the lines going out, just shaking hands from both sides. But California, what a game. Coming back, having a great start, allowing 21 unanswered points to IUP, and then coming back and getting the victory. But, you know, if you're California, you really have to be looking forward to now you knock a number 15 team out of the
number 6
team in the country now, but 15 last week. And we're just gonna what a game. There's no words, honestly. You know, Gary Dunn, his first season starting off now 5-0, undefeated. What a game, though, for California. And this is always something we love to see, the band getting involved with the team.
Stadium now getting involved with this. We do this after every win here. The team goes out, has a fun time out on the field, and just cool to see.
It's always the most hype experience, and you know, you love to see this from California. You know, you knock off 2 ranked opponents in 2 consecutive games. There's no words, honestly. It's crazy.
Yeah, what a way to start off the Gary Dunn era here at California. The school is excited. I know Coach Dunn's wife works for Cal U, and it's just the whole school-wide just bringing everybody together. Nice to see Vulcan spirit here. Just great to see everybody sticking around after this game. Just great stuff here in Cal U.
And there is, you see on the screen there, Jerry Jones getting the Cole Pale Trophy back in California, PA. And the band there chanting undefeated. And we're going to check out some highlights here from the 4th quarter. Here is the touchdown from Michael Keir, just going through his progressions, realizing that there is open field in front of him to the right, and he goes right, gets into the end zone. And, you know, we thought William Brazil's kick was big. The magnitude behind that kick was even more than we expected. As now in the middle of the field, just about the 40-yard line, you're going to see head coach Gary Dunn, first year with the California Vulcans, also an alumni of the university. And Michael Keir, obviously the MVP of this one. You know, you got to think he has 2 rushing touchdowns. A guy we don't really hear getting rushing touchdowns at all. He likes to stay in the pocket and throw the ball away, and just emulating what Lenny Williams Jr. did on his side of the ball with IUP. And it feels great, because last year was my first year with CUTV, and now I can see California get a win in the Cole Bowl. The magnitude behind this game was just huge. It was intensified by, you know, the undefeated, both teams coming in undefeated and both in the top 25. And it's just great to see California get the win.
And that was William Brazil's career-long field goal as well, so great for him.
And, you know, we're just going to say thank you to everybody watching online. Thank you, Dylan Godet, from Dylan Godet, to everybody in the truck, Gary Smith, our producer, everybody running camera, graphics, replay, just everybody around CUTV. Thank you very much. And California got the win here today, 31-28, as you see on your screen. The next broadcast, women's soccer versus Mercyhurst. That's going to be live on YouTube. That's going to take place on October 11th. It's going to be seen on our CUTV Sports 1 YouTube channel. So definitely check that one out. That's always going to be interesting to see women's soccer. Dylan, any last words?
Yeah, just a great job for California. Biggest win in California for a long time. Introduced the Gary Dunn era here at Cal U. Great for this Cal U team and great for the whole Cal U school.
Thank you for watching Vulcans football here on CUTV and live on CalVulcans.com. California gets a victory in this one.